Hello, everybody, and welcome back with What Team Comp to Elements in Shadow, a homebrew D&D world and persistent campaign where we have fun just shooting the shit and having a good time. I am your host, the Uncommon Guru, here with my friends, and we're right here ready to hop in. We are missing one of our characters. He will be a little bit late. He just has some stuff IRL that he needed to do, but he said he would show up later, so that should be fine. But yeah, you guys ready to jump straight in?
Yee.
All right. So,
I pop my shoulder.
ow.
Semi ready.
When last we left off, the party had been making their way through Mervale. And actually, this time I'm actually going to remember to vocalize the name of the place you're in, as you guys had arrived at Brine Lake. I don't know why I did not mention that the other ones. I apologize. That's my bad. But I did mention during the time that you've been there that it was Brine Lake at least twice or three times, but I just never mentioned it last session or the session before that. That is my apologies. But yes, Brine Lake is where you guys have been. And after arriving and being struck by lightning twice for Carr, three times for Cheshire, which was a pain in the butt, you guys
Once for
decided
Ellie,
that this needs
none
to
for
be
me.
yeah, none for you. You decided to avoid that. You decided to look into that and figure out what in the world was going on. So,
Oh, she's looking through the window. Wow, that looks like it hurts.
pretty much.
No, me looking through the window. Oh, I can't see anything anymore.
Yeah, because she got blinded.
It seems I've been blinded.
They made their way towards the center of Brine Lake, where there was a series of islands that were scattered about on it, big enough that they had wildlife growth and enough difficult terrain and other such hazards to make it difficult for them to find their way through until they were able to find a person hidden within a mountain who explained to them that there was a portal to the plane of air to the north side of the mountain. Going over and fixing this issue after the fighting against two air elementals, they realized that there was another issue. A young girl had been skipping rocks and was being led astray by a circular token of a hag. Racing back to the city, fighting them off, they then made their way into the woods to look into more of what this hag left behind, make sure that everything was still safe for the people who were still going to be living there. Raiding the place, freeing an Ogrelian, and making their way out, the party has found themselves exposed once again to sun and sky, open air, and they are away from that twisted hut of...
I'm getting flashbacks to like the Wind Waker music when you first set up.
I like the Wind Maker. It's got good music. Elisha must take notes.
I took notes last session.
Yes. Speaking of, did you ever? Yes, you did. But I will. Did I ever? I don't think I did. Did I, Matt?
I mean, I can't answer a question if you don't actually ask it, so.
Potions.
We never bought potions.
Not you.
You didn't tell me because I said I was going to do it in the downtime, but you said we hadn't had downtime yet.
Yes. So I will make sure that is ready for when you are ready for downtime.
If you just suddenly hear me squeak, it's because I'm very jumpy. Because I never found that spider that I told you about.
Still?
He vanished, and I don't know where either ate him when I went to bed, or he's still around.
Hopefully it's left, just gone and disappeared into the ether where it belongs. Otherworldly sons of guns trying to come into this plane of existence. How dare they? Alright, so as you're walking back, a few conversations happen along the way, and towards the end of it, Karg and Ellie, just very casually just hold hands.
Elash takes notice.
Oh, Cheshire over something else.
Something he had seen beforehand. Because he already asked if he'd be able to, notice that, which.
I'm waiting for Bartis to get back on voice chat. I'm way too
Oh, I'm
excited for
here.
Cheshire's dry sense of suffering.
He's here.
Can I be here?
Hello!
Yes.
Yep. Who the fuck
Never
is
said
adding me? Wow. Son of a whore. As soon as he starts talking is when his modem decides, hey, fuck you, chief.
Hey, I'll forget about it. Is his modem still acting up?
Most likely. His modem is very rude.
I know, right?
Yeah, well,
Hello?
There you are.
there we go.
Yeah, I never said he'd say anything about it immediately.
I know.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah. He might get to it eventually.
No worries. In
So,
the meantime, you see the city as you're approaching. I was just waiting, just because I wasn't sure if you did have anything you were saying, and I was waiting for your modem to stop being a pain in our side. That being said, as you enter into the town, everyone's continuing to live their lives. Although you're noticing more than a few people are every now and then like talking to other people, like in conversation, like very confused. That they're like looking back towards the lake, looking at each other like, "Wait, did you hear about the? Apparently, some people were out on the lake and they found something out there. And apparently, it's supposed to stop the lightning. I don't believe a word of it myself. But that being said, I don't know if our children are able to go outside again. That'd be lovely. Oh, by the way, did you have the apples? By the way, and you just walk past them and. Again, there's just various random conversations that are going on where people are, starting with, like, man, have you heard about this thing? Oh, by the way.
Okay. I'll just keep walking, man.
Yep. Okay, so yep. Any place in particular you're going to?
the cart.
Yeah.
All right. Giovis has still been with the sea elf that you left him with. He's been eating well. The person who you
Is
left
he
him with
fatter?
he's not fatter. He's been eating the correct amount. It's only been like what, 3 days, 4 days.
You'd be surprised how quick you fatten up, eh?
Send me food that much.
But yeah,
Hey, this.
I'll head to the cart, definitely. He still wants to test it out.
So you get to the cart and you just throw out the hole and jump in. It takes up the entirety of the cart, meaning that no one else.
The cart's that small.
Did you buy a cart bigger than that?
It's supposed to be able to fit all of us in it.
Actually, hold on. How big is the? It's a
It's a
6 foot
6-foot hole.
diameter. My apologies. I
Yeah.
thought it was radius. Diameter? No, you throw it into one corner of it, and you're able to just hop in.
Yeah. And I like hop out, and I look underneath, like the cart.
Nope.
Does he make that noise?
No, that's Butters.
Okay.
He just looks at it and just goes. He just nods, just like a single nod, and goes, "Cart."
Hmm.
He talked to you a bit. Come here. He'll just like round a corner with.
He kind of looks at everyone, just like makes a motion, like just continue with the cart, and he walks over.
Ellen, like, she like puts her arms out in like the what the fuck motion.
He shrugs and walks after him.
After he rounds the corner a bit, he just waits like a good 10 seconds, looks around the corner to see if Ellie followed. Don't look back. Yeah, he just goes, "You need to stop acting like a."
I beg your pardon?
You let her make the first move more than once now. You gotta take some initiative. You may have accepted the kiss and kissed back, but she went in first, good sir. You need to start making some moves and show that you care.
Okay. Alright. Karg wide-eyed
Now.
and blinking.
I get that you're a sensitive guy, but you need to show your lady some respect and make at least a move before she can, so she doesn't have to do everything in your relationship.
Yeah, I'm aware. Look, I just kind of glance back over at her. Well, in her direction. You can't see her from where you
Yeah.
moved to. Kind of make an insight check.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Ba-ba-da-da-da. I'm great at these. Yeah, 7.
You see him like just look back at you. Look, I just adapting to it. That's all. I'll be.
Do you actually like her?
I do. Just working on the love part of it.
Do you actually love her yet? Are you ready to say the L word?
No.
Dang it, Curry, you missed the perfect opportunity for a Scott Pilgrim reference. Well,
Lesbians?
no, it's lesbian. I'm like, the other L word. Lesbians?
No, I.
Yeah.
He knew what
Perfect
you were
opportunity.
saying.
Perfect opportunity.
I know.
Okay, yes. But yeah, he goes, well, just. Are you prepared to do something if she says it first?
She says it first. I might have to just.
You say it back, I'm kicking your ass. Got it?
If she says it to me, I might have to learn how to bury myself into a wall and hide there until the next century passes.
I'm not if you don't mean something, don't say it. All right?
Not planning to. Hurting her would be. I'm not gonna hurt her.
Because I could kick your ass.
I'm aware.
It would be funnier to watch her do it, though.
I'm pretty sure we'd have a interesting back and forth with it, but I'd prefer us not fight over that,
Just
especially when there's no need.
make sure you know. If you aren't ready for things, make it clear. Why am I the one giving y'all two fucking relationship advice? He starts walking back to the group.
Like when you say it, he's just like, I don't.
That's sad. You're sad. You're a sad person. Just keep walking.
You're a strange person, but we still love you too. Come on, emotions for you to come back. Which is basically what you hear. You just hear like, you're sad too. You're just like the rest of us. You just hear him walk around the corner. No context. That's all you hear him say.
Her eyebrows just raised. He looks at him like, what the fuck?
It's nothing. Just usual song and dance.
What the fuck is the usual song and dance?
The sort of stuff you don't have to worry about. No worries.
Inside check.
Go ahead.
Right.
I had a heart-to-heart with my main man here.
Yeah. Had a heart-to-heart with his main man.
I spoke to him about his feelings.
Strange as that may be. Yes, he did. And I appreciated his discussion.
Hey.
He'll sit down next to Ellie.
Hi.
What? I'm just sitting down in the car. I'll be leaving, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, oh, we're leaving now? Oh, he kind of holds
You
a
want to
finger.
stay?
No, I need to get my stuff if we're leaving now.
Well, go. Keep your shit.
He holds up a finger, just zoom. Monk speed takes off. 8.
87 rolls were attempted to be made by Madrino, but they failed.
Yeah, Yep, he had a good talk with his good friend Cheshire. There it is.
I just imagine both women are just looking between fucking Carter and Cheshire. What the fuck?
Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go read. And he just into the.
Into the hole.
Oh,
As you go
He
into
actually
the hole,
first
Yep.
he grabs his blanket out of his pack
Yep.
and puts it above. So and then we'll do like a little light in there.
Okay.
Have a little light.
Okay. As you're doing that, you see Jaren poke his head in.
I think the monkey wants to spend time
Let him in.
with you.
He hops down.
Let him in the hole. Yeah, replace the blanket and put it back.
All right. Snow grabs his stuff, goes into the cart, hops in. Just a few items. Make sure he's got his stuff. He travels light. Which, by the way, Mad, you said during a time when you had downtime to do so. Now is more than enough time for you to do so.
Hey,
There you go.
Guru, through reading all this, can I be used to maybe make my intelligence higher?
Possibly.
Like that, doing that to spend my downtime? Because right now he's
what? Oh, internet. Let Butter
working on the
speak.
history of the.
Right.
it's pretty tight.
I'm holding tight. I'm waiting on his modem to let him speak.
No, I was just saying that's pretty tight.
What is pretty tight? Oh yeah, the stuff you got. Yeah. That took me a second. I'm like me processing. Wait.
Loading, loading, loading.
Ding. Yep, there goes Butters. Butters, come back. Oh, nope. Had no sound. Left and came back. Come back. Eh? Eh?
Hello.
Yes.
God, that's all right. What was the last thing I said?
You said, "Can you raise your intelligence?" And then you started saying something, and you cut off.
He was like last time we talked. He was like 1/3 of the way done with the history of vic'gens, and that's what he's gonna be reading up.
Okay. I'd say it is going to take a lot of time, but considering how many days you can put into it, because you're going to be, in a stable area, because the fact that it's a portable hole, it's going to be mildly bumpy, but it's minute compared to sitting in the cart where you're having the direct jostling. I'd say eventually, I will poke you when it is time for that. Just remind me that that's something that you're wanting to do with him reading.
All right. How far into the book does he get by the end of his downtime?
That depends. You guys are wanting to head straight to the next big city, or are you wanting to look for sidetrack and stuff along the way? Just for frame of reference. And I heard Fair say actually. Yes.
Like, I forgot to ask you for this one because we were bum rushing towards the ex house.
Yes.
During the time where I was walking with Lasha, could I have asked around about the tribesman that I've been looking for?
Make an investigation check.
Me?
You were bum rushing it to the hag's house. And as you're leaving the city, you realize, oh, wait, tribesmen! Oh!
I am so depressed I couldn't use persuasion.
You'd have to investigate for that one. You're not, persuading people to give up information on him. You're trying to actually find people who may have seen him. And yeah, it's fine. It still fits thematically.
She just there's just a sudden freak from underneath a shirt
You all
on
right?
the front part. I forgot to ask around about that fake man I'm looking for.
Oh. I'm
I was gonna
sorry.
kill myself.
No, 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 no. Don't.
I couldn't swallow it in the first place.
True, but no. He's like, yeah, I know that, but no, don't do that.
Why so worried when I can't literally do it?
Because you have the gumption that sometimes I'm afraid you're actually going to try. Besides, you've seen some people back at home, those people could swallow whole swords. That's terrifying.
He's just getting a blank stare.
Do they chew them?
No, they just swallow them whole.
You can see Elisha math lady memeing it out, trying to figure out exactly how to do that.
How did it do that? Also, what?
It.
Just so it's clear, Cheshire's not going full hermit mode. Like, he does come out and talk.
Yeah, he's
like,
just when he has.
It's
the time.
more of like early Cheshire talking, where because he has a place to just retreat, he doesn't talk really much. But socialize,
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to be a hermit in the hole.
Oh my gosh, I'm a hermit in the hole.
And at one point, he just raises his head out the hole and goes, "Ellie, come in my hole. Would you please?"
Blinking, but goes into the portable.
I put up the little
Hole.
shade. I put up the blanket again, and I go, "So, which one slipped who the tongue?"
When Cheshire said, "Come into my hole," Elisha stared off the cart like she's on The Office.
And then after she gets inside, the thing gets covered up, and you immediately hear a "huh!" very loudly.
Back in the forest, who slipped who the tongue?
If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, neither.
No, y'all two are cowards. Get out of my hole.
In
Vanished.
my defense, I barely know what you're talking. You can see that she's genuinely just completely oblivious to what.
Oh no, he goes, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you because I've been fucking with Karg so much. I feel like I got to get you too."
You're becoming very sadistic.
No, I'm becoming more sadistic. Yeah.
I kind of like it.
You
I
what?
see this more. It's
Say
fine.
again?
She said she
What?
kind of likes it.
Yeah.
Have fun reading. She'll climb out the hole.
Carter just slowly glances back at you. What the hell was that about?
He asked which one of us slipped the tongue first.
Cheshire!
Don't be mad because I speak the truth.
You can't just
Why is
ask
he
people
giggling?
questions like that.
Just
Give it to
did.
Elisha.
I mean, I don't quite understand. Where would you put your tongue exactly?
Loud giggling from Elisha.
Slowly looks forward, just.
Wait, no, answer me!
He says something very loudly in Halfling.
Orcish
Crying.
says,
With
"Oh,
laughter.
look, I don't know what you're saying, so stop that."
He says something very loudly in Infernal.
Hold on, let's see if Karg has any other languages.
Wait, doesn't.
Uh, He shouts something back in primordial.
Do you kiss your fiance with that mouth?
I understood all of that.
Yes. You understand Orcish?
Primordial. You said primordial.
Yes. No. Yeah. In primordial, you hear him say, "I don't understand that language either."
Yeah. He just shouts, "Do you kiss your fiance with that mouth?"
In what?
In
Common.
Sounds like common.
Yeah.
He's just like kind of like looks over at Ellie and kind of makes a.
Usually I'm the one who does it.
Stares forward.
You still haven't answered me.
It's when you kiss. It's a thing. I don't know. I'm just gonna die.
It's a more intimate kiss, my dear.
If we see any rocks around here, I'm just gonna go die.
I'm pretty sure that
his head pokes out of the
too
hole.
scared to do that.
His head pokes out of the hole. Goes, really? It doesn't mean much. I mean, fuck. When I was like 14, 13, I gave a girl a kiss like that. It doesn't mean kisses don't mean nothing really. It's just an innocent thing.
Okay. Wait, it
Now,
doesn't
when
mean
you
a lot.
get-
Why is he so scared?
Now, when you get to tier 4, that's when it starts.
You stay away from tier 4. Turns around and points at Cheshire.
it. Yes, he got it.
Wait, what's
That's
tier
all I
4?
wanted.
Don't worry about it.
Why does everyone keep saying these things, but no one wants to?
Just don't worry about it.
Me. You can just
Lasha, help me.
If you guys ever need to rent out the hole, just tell me. You see, he's actually like sitting like the Cheshire cat, like hands crossed underneath his chin a little bit, like arms crossed. Just
Flat faced.
flat faced still, yeah.
Similar pose, but I'm leaning up against the cart.
Lasha, help. You're the only one who tells me things.
Fucking.
I would be happy to explain, but he's already told you.
Oh.
Fucking.
Okay.
Tier 5 is when he gets real interesting.
Why in the hell do you keep... He like grabs the
How
blanket and
red is
throws
he
it over
right
your
now?
head.
How
I'm
red is
smashing
this
him back
green
here.
orb right
Hi.
now?
He's blushing something fierce.
Oh wow, I haven't seen him turn violent before. She pinches his cheek.
He says, "Oh, at least we know blood's rushing somewhere," and he just drops back.
As you drop down, you hear a bang! Oh, motherfucker! And everyone above watched him punch the side where his head used to be, and then just punch the cart.
This is why you don't throw punches unless you're sure you'll hit.
To be fair, I wasn't trying to hit him. I actually like the son of a bitch.
Was that a good enough roast for you, Paris? Are you happy?
Are you proud?
I am proud of my child. I'll check his hand to make sure it's not broke.
It's not. He didn't even bruise himself. He just punched the blanket basically. It just startled him.
She'll massage his hand. See.
He goes. He just appears above it, like teleports out, and he goes, and like waves his finger, then teleports back.
If we break his hands, he can't use the sword, and then he has no way to do that again, right?
I really
That
don't
is
think
how
you
that
could break
works.
his hands without getting your ass kicked.
I could kick his ass. Bet it.
She stares at him.
He
Elisha
actually poked his
stares
head
at
back.
him.
He actually poked his head back up. Want to test it one day?
Oh!
Not today. Maybe some other time.
I'll be interested in that one time. As for now, I'm gonna go back to read.
Enjoy. Oh, what book are you even reading down there?
History of vic'gens. I'm learning about the world we're in, so just in case some great deity that once lived comes and tries to kill us, I might have an ink.
Alright.
Your eyebrows raised. It's kind of like, oh.
Let me know if you see anything interesting in there.
I found out a thing about orcs.
Oh, what? Tell me.
I'm listening.
He just puts his head back down and closes.
I knew it.
I shouldn't
Well.
have expected that.
By the way, you're very easy to poke.
I'm aware.
It's also kind of cute. She'll turn immediately back forward, like she said nothing.
He's like stares at her, just like. Slowly looks at Alasha, just like, at 2?
You gonna do it next?
I will wait for a time when it is unexpected.
God damn it. Anglo, please, for the love of all nature, don't let me lose my patience.
Wait, when you do that voice, brother, help me. That's what I thought of.
Just
God,
go with the
brother.
Anglo comes out of the clouds.
No.
No, the clouds form into a middle finger.
Pretty much, dude.
I mean, to be fair, I think your god is already helping you because he puts you with us.
He slowly stares up at the sky. Traitor.
Not traitor.
One day on the card, he places like a little card on, like he's like basically connects it to the blanket where it just says "Come in here if you need a therapist," and he just goes back down. Cheshire's giving out free therapy advice for the entire.
Cheshire's the love guru.
I mean, we could call it something else besides the Love Shack, but I don't think that would be appropriate.
Love Shack, baby, Love Shack.
That being said, y'all are goofy goobers, and I adore you. Goodness.
God.
If
So-
you need advice, Cheshire's got it. He may be extremely damaged, but his wisdom is beyond anything you can comprehend.
Ellie consistently poking Kari just straight to the hole.
He's just kind of like stares at her, looks back forward, and just keeps driving.
Don't ignore me.
I'm not ignoring
If you need a break to discuss some things, I'd be happy to take the reins from you.
I'm fine.
You don't open up about yourself. That's why I'm suggesting it.
I'm
Maybe
fine.
man-to-man talk will help.
I'm fine.
Is
Just
he
like,
fine?
Insight check.
I whisper to Ellie.
He's a little emotionally constipated.
Only a little?
Yeah, he's
a
fine.
little bit.
At one point, he does do something that's a little surprising. For one of the days you're traveling, as you're traveling, you hear him just kind of making just little gestures and motioning as he's driving, because he's just letting Geovis basically lead you guys along. He does actually need for someone to actually be like, hey, should we pull over for a quick break for lunch? And he nods, but he doesn't stop that. And by 8 hours later, he kind of holds up a finger, just like, I want to try something. I'm not sure if this will actually work. And he hops out of the cart after pulling over. He keeps muttering stuff, puts his hand on the ground, and he casts plant growth.
Is he going food?
I mean, technically speaking, no.
Is he mobile farming?
Kind of. At no point does it state that you have to remain inactive any more than it makes that about ritual casting, and he's basically spent 8 hours channeling vitality to a point within range, and you see just a sweeping wave of energy exude from him for, I believe it's half a mile.
What the?
Dang.
And there's you see various plants that look like they've been, you're getting closer to like farmland areas, stuff like that, and it just goes outward. It's nothing changes immediately, but he kind of sits back, stares at everything for a second. All right. Well, no one paid me for this. I just was trying it out to actually see how this worked. Turns out, that was a lot harder than I expected. Actually, let me see if he actually got it off. Oh yeah, he got it off easy. But he's like,
Yeah!
no. He actually had a DC that he had to make to do that.
No, what he said, that was a lot harder than expected. Yeah, that
Yeah.
deserves...
It's supposed
He just spread his seed in a half-mile radius.
fair, all the farmers in this area aren't exactly going to complain about me doing it. It's going to make their harvest double for the next year.
Why?
And it's going to make it grow stronger. I felt like doing it. You guys have
Can I
your stuff
incite
you do.
him?
Yeah, go ahead.
For the love of God. Wah!
You just felt like doing it.
Wait. Let me do real quick. But also, local man revitalizes entire farm,
Region.
half-mile of farm country for no dang reason.
I cast
When
plant
asked,
growth. Why?
when asked, man says, "I wanted to."
To be fair, is also along the lines of I wanted to test my limits. What? That's the most murderous sounding thing you ever did, but instead you gave half mile radius, I believe actually.
Did he grow any flowers?
I think it specifically mentions like harvest and stuff, but I'd imagine that it also would affect.
So
Plants
here's
and
the
such.
thing.
Yep.
I rolled a 21 for the thing that we rolled insight about before,
Yeah.
but
But he
now
kept
I'm gonna
saying
roll
he's
insight
fine.
again. Yeah, oh,
Right.
What with the 21?
No. I was reminding Don, like, when he was saying, I'm fine. I was reminding him for what it was.
Okay.
For the I'm fine. He was all right. He wasn't doing
And
anything.
this time,
But there was like a hint of like motions of like him being not fine. For this,
Yeah.
he was trying to test his limits. He was just throwing this out there because he could. I keep clicking the same dang. Oh, that's because I clicked on the bottom.
I'm gonna pick a flower. Flower called Still.
What? Yep, half-mile radius. So he didn't just do this within a half mile. He did this within a mile. So all of the
Jeez.
farmland within a mile of him just got enriched and vitalized, and no one knows he did it, except for you guys.
She's picking flowers and just weaving them into his hair.
All
Hold
right.
Still.
Yep.
the
Yeah,
covert
go ahead.
land whisperer.
He like as soon as you like he sees what you're doing, he holds still and just kind of lets you do it.
Thank you.
All right. I'll
There's a
start
heart
making.
on the back of his head by the time she's done.
All right, I'll
She
make
does
some.
not tell him.
There's a what?
Nothing. There's a heart on the back of his head. She does not tell him.
Obviously,
Elisha gives her the thumbs up.
he cooks your meal.
Is
I
it
mean,
poison?
cool.
Obviously, he cooks your meal. You guys, neat.
No, I asked is it poison. You said obviously.
Oh, is it poison? Obviously. Now, the obviously was for the fact that you put a heart in there. And then you asked if it was poison right as I was saying obviously. That's your own fault for jumping before I could finish replying to what you said. That being said, moving forward, we're going to jump about, let's say, 8 days.
3 years.
8 days.
3 years.
8 days.
Actually, there's one more thing I want to do.
Sure.
We stopped to make camps, correct?
Yes. I presume you're not traveling through the night making poor Giavis
Yeah.
die of, exhaustion.
I will secretly, I'll just pretend like I pass out, kind of,
Mhm.
in my,
Cool.
this is like the 4th day. I probably, stay up that night reading.
Okay.
And I wait about 4 hours.
Okay.
Then I'll climb out.
Mhm.
Just make eye contact with Elisha and tell her to come in the hole.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Smart. He's figured it out. Will
He's the most observant one out of everyone.
bold,
Like, he's talk-
bold statement.
Well, except you. Because you take notes on everything.
Mm-hmm. I will descend into the hole.
You know an awful lot about me.
To be fair, early on you were not very good about hiding things. At least, in my opinion.
We know nothing about you.
Oh, you know, things about me. I wouldn't say nothing.
Give me something. Like I said, you know an awful lot about me.
My favorite color is lilac.
Fuck off. You know what I mean.
You're going to have to be a bit more specific than that.
Give me something that makes me want to trust you more. I trust the two lovebirds because I know exactly their emotions because they're an open book to both of them sometimes. You are closed as that book you hold.
First of all, I have several books.
I'm aware.
Second of all,
We've been traveling together for all a long time, and I despise the fact that I still can't trust you fully. I don't think I'm gonna ever fully trust some people. I'm trying to be able to trust the cat. He's a bit harder, but you, I've been traveling with you since the beginning, and it's hard.
So I'm just gonna announce my presence.
Hold on,
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Hey, bud.
Elisha and Cheshire are doing a little talkie.
Yeah, no, I know.
No worries, but-
I just wanted to let everybody know I was here.
Thank you.
No, you good. You good.
Hi, bud.
Ooh.
We'll fill you in a second.
No, that's all good. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So,
I am on my way to pay my respects to a dead friend. I have traveled a very long way, and I have a very long way to go yet.
That gives me something. For fun. He puts 50 on the table. I don't give a shit how old you are. I just want to know what to hold it over the rest of them.
Oh, that curious.
No, opposite. I just want to be able to fuck with people.
Call it what you want. I'm 150 years old.
Please take this free spell for you, man. Or ma'am. It's just. When's your birthday? Might as well know that, right?
Hoping to get me a present?
More of knowing when to try not to forget it that way that you can't be like, if you ever get mad at us or something, you can't get mad over forgetting your birthday or something. I've seen people get upset over less.
Fair enough. After a while, they just tend to blend together. But if you must know,
Out of character. Guru, how do months work? How do days work? I'm asking this time, Guru.
this one, I like going by the different calendar, which is that most months in these worlds tend to be 30 days long. There's only 5 that are 31 days, and 4 of those days are summer months. So one day in, and the other one is in, sorry, I'm trying to remember.
Are you thinking 30 days half September?
No. Trying to, something like that. But it's essentially 30 days for all the months except for the summer months and the last month of spring.
Are they all still named like the traditional months?
I'll allow you to call them that, but they're generally called
Yeah, I won't put you on the spot. I can just.
no worries. It's generally called.
Insert, he knows it. Just
I was born on the
generally,
13th day of the last month of spring.
okay. Last thing. Is someone after you? Do you have a hit on your back? Freak out if you do. You're well aware I have a hit on mine, so.
Anything we learned about you? Concerned if I do. But I do not. At least, not to my knowledge.
You'll just extend a hand. Thank you. Mine is a bit.
his hand.
Happy to oblige.
She takes 50 gold, climbs up
Yeah.
out of the hole, and works on one of her first level spells that she doesn't technically have yet.
That was 50%. That was 50% Cheshire's curiosity. 50% Butters just wanting you to have more spells.
Uh-huh.
Someone just knocked.
What the fuck?
Don't
Is
open
a
it.
raccoon?
Don't open it. It could be a vampire.
Very true. But then they couldn't come in unless I say let me. They
Yeah.
couldn't come in unless I say.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
they lock eyes with you, they can mesmerize you.
True.
Which they can teleportation.
Just open it with your eyes closed.
Don't open it.
So catching you, beds of
Thank you.
lake. You grabbed all your stuff to make sure that you were ready to go. Cheshire had a and so he took the portable, basically just made a little workspace as he mentioned. He just wants to be able to sit in there and read. While traveling, they kind of were poking fun at Karg and stuff like that, and Karg deciding to have a little fun himself. On one of the days, you've been traveling 8 days, just so you're aware, and on one of those days, Karg just started doing a magic incantation spell, which when they stopped 8 hours later, he basically went into the middle of field as you'd seen a lot of farmers starting to come along the way, and he basically just slapped down plant growth within a mile of himself because he could. He just wanted to see that, if he was actually had the ability to cast it, and so he did. The thing with Cheshire and Elisha, it was in the middle of the night, so you were asleep. Ellie also said that she wanted to talk to Elisha. You still want to go with that, Paris?
For all of these farms are going to be absolutely fantastic for the next,
Right.
what was it, 10 years?
1 year.
Year?
Yeah.
1 year.
next
Yeah,
year.
it doubles
Just
their growth or something like that.
doubles their harvest and increases their growth. And so they're just gonna be like, "We're having a great harvest this year. We don't understand." And Karg just walks past him, just like, "Yeah, I just wanted to test how strong I actually was. Turns out I'm actually pretty freaking strong. I didn't know I could do
So
that."
that's what
Flex,
1%
but
of my
okay.
power does.
Watermelon the size of someone's torso.
Slowly flicks his hand.
Oh god,
This
why
is
would you
1%.
show this to Ellie? This is a challenge.
You mean Ellie's thighs?
Wow.
Each of them?
Yes.
Excellent. But yes, he just decided to do it. Is there anything I'm missing, you guys?
Nothing I
can
can think of.
think of? I mean, we left the city, we've been
Yeah.
traveling.
Where are we headed?
now. Same path we've been
Cyber Tower, I
going.
think?
That
There it
doesn't
is.
answer my question.
No,
Fancy
we-
Wizard Library
Tower.
Towers. Sorry, I forgot you weren't
Okay.
there.
Hold on.
Yep,
Paris
thank
is
you.
trying to say it, and
Mhm.
everyone's talking over. Paris, say it again.
Skyward Tower. If I
Skyward
remember
Tower.
correctly.
Yes, which is not the capital. It's one of the places on the way to the capital, which is the Emerald Towers.
The Emerald Tower.
Got it.
Also, I want to girl talk with Lasha real fast.
Just real quick.
Because Ellie
yeah.
got questions of her own.
So we'll drop you to real quick. We'll say it's obviously it's a different night than Elisha and Cheshire's discussion.
Oh, she'll just drag her with her hunting if she ever goes it.
Fair enough. So during a break, when you
Lasha, come with me. She will pick her up. No, you do not have a say in it, and she will start walking.
Does she pick me up?
Yes.
Well, she just kind of hangs there like, well, this is happening.
Oh, she set her on her shoulder, so she's sitting.
Well, this is happening.
I just figured that. I mean, you've been with us for a while, so I thought I could ask some questions and we could talk. You know,
Alright.
get to know one another.
Expect some questions in return then.
Well, duh.
Some
haven't heard-
people aren't quite so equivocal.
I'm not even considered an open book. I'm just a piece of paper on a desk.
Oh, you are much more than that.
Aw, you're sweet. But what I wanted to ask you questions about, I mean, I know nothing about you, so first question, what's your family like? I mean, if you have one.
I do. They are entertainers of a sort.
Like tricks and stuff, or
Yes. It's how I got to be so agile.
oh, did you do any tricks?
Mainly with the blade. Although I have been known to perform things from time to time, nothing specific.
Like what? Give me an example.
I can sing fairly well. I can play a few instruments fairly well.
I mean, I knew that you could sing. You do that all the time when we fight.
That's true.
I'm really surprised that you don't end up, either losing your voice or distracted, though.
I've spent a very long time honing my voice, since it is a part of what keeps me safe.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
You have any siblings?
No siblings, no.
Aw. That's a shame. I think you'd be a really good older sister.
I'm not sure what that would feel like.
Oh, it's fine! I mean, well, sometimes it can get annoying because sometimes they'll sneak into your room and take your stuff, and then you'll catch them, and then it's this huge argument that just ends up with both of you crying, but, more ups and downs.
I see.
What did you do before you came with us? Did you just perform tricks or something, or?
I read books. I read a lot of books.
How did you survive on just reading books?
Well, not just reading books.
Are you
In
gonna
the
tell
sense,
me? Okay.
in the sense that I. How much do you know about wizardly affairs?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
She just completely shakes her head no.
Careful, I'm still on your shoulders.
She has her hand on your outer thigh, so you're stabilized.
Yeah, on the legs.
Okay, if you somehow manage to flip over completely just from her shaking her head with a 20 dex, then that's on you.
I'm very high in the air right now, Paris. And I usually
In a sense, I'm still learning my craft, despite how long I have been practicing. But that does not mean that I can't also instruct people who are just starting out themselves. And so, in a sense, I would teach them. And my particular brand of magic has to do with combat. It's the way I can fight as well as cast spells so efficiently.
So you were a tutor, kind of.
In a sense.
You said you play music. You think you could teach me how to play one of the instruments you know?
It depends upon the instrument.
What do you know how to play?
Guru, out of character, because I've never really thought about this. What? Not instrument-wise, but like, if I'm not necessarily like specifically proficient with an instrument, but I'm proficient in performance, how does that work?
You don't perform via the instrument itself. So let me put it this way. There's a way you can perform using an instrument but without actually playing the instrument. It's essentially being a bard who's just basically plucking on the strings to make music to fill up dead space between like pauses, like when you're doing poetry, you're telling a ballad, or you're trying to keep people's attention on something while you're doing something else.
So it's literally like sleight of hand.
It's essentially plucking the strings of an instrument to keep people interested.
Or also maybe like if the music isn't the main point of it, like you're singing,
Yeah,
but the music isn't the thing that's really like doing it.
yeah,
It's like if you know.
yeah.
What was
your
the question
voice can
again? Sorry,
carry it.
I
He was asking about how performance works if you're not performing with an instrument, which you can do it with like
Now that I
poetry,
think about
ballads.
it.
Yeah.
yeah, poetry, tricks,
When I was thinking of performance, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Singing would also count.
acting.
Acting would also
To be
count.
honest, it would probably be much easier to teach you how to dance.
I mean, I can dance. There's a lot of things that I can dance to. I mean, I probably can dance elegantly because that requires tact and patience, and I have neither. Actually, you like to dance?
I do.
I can show you a few of my dances then while we travel.
That would be nice.
In return, you could, I don't know, tell me some random stuff that you know. Sure, you live long enough to learn a lot of random facts.
You have no idea.
I have a semblance of an idea. I mean, you're an elf. They live forever.
Forever is a very long time, and
I know, not literally forever, but you live a while.
True.
But I did promise I would answer some questions that you might have, so shoot.
Paris, you shouldn't have done this. You agreed to answer my questions.
Oh, I'm sure Alasha is just burning in the back of her head, running through an entire file's worth of this. So,
It's like alphabetized by date.
Let's begin with here.
We'll start from A and go to Z.
And then we'll go to AA.
Exactly.
One, no, 1A.
We'll go all the way
How
from
is-
A to Y so I can hold on to Z for later.
exactly did you and Karg meet?
My dad called him into his, I don't want to say throne room because it's the wrong bit, but office is a little bit too small, so...
Chieftain's tent.
Thank you! We called him into his tent while I was fighting another orc and basically said, you two are the best warrior or healer in the clan, so you're going to get married. Yeah.
Ah, an arranged marriage.
Well, you know it was arranged. I told you this before.
Yes, but perhaps it's the way I was brought up. I'm not sure I can imagine being arranged into a marriage like that. At least not without getting to know the person first.
That's what this travel is for. It's to see if you would work out as a couple. If you don't, you come back and they tend to find someone else for you or let you pick if you happen to find someone before then.
That's quite easygoing of them. Most would force the marriage, regardless of how both parties feel.
To be fair, if a marriage doesn't work out, when it comes down to barbarians, they want to avoid bloodshed.
That is fair.
And apparently I'm very scary. Well, when I'm mad.
You are full of presence. Sometimes that presence is joyful, sometimes that presence is menacing, and it does tend to depend on the situation and how you feel.
You sound like Karg when he talks about dad.
Like father, like daughter.
You hold
What
on
is-
to her life.
What is your family like?
Wow. Well, except for my sister, she's like you. She likes to read. She's very fragile. My mom is. She's a bit more elegant, but she's still rough enough that people know not to mess with her, or she'll probably mace them in the face. She's the one who made Karg's stick that, oh, he broke it. Oh. He's in trouble. My dad is like me. Obviously, I take after him. He's just a bit more collected because he's older and has had to lead for a while. So he can't really afford to be as hot-tempered as he used to be. But still, sometimes it shows, especially when we fought before I left. It was really funny. He put a hole in the wall.
With what?
She holds up her hand.
Sounds about right.
They're really good people, though. I do miss them. I miss Abby the most.
Your family is nomadic, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So, even now, they're most likely traveling somewhere.
Maybe.
Then it's more than likely that we'll run into them again.
She shrugs. Maybe. It would all depend if we were traveling in the same direction.
Or opposite directions.
You see her look up and her eyes cross, kind of? She has to think that through.
Elisha uses her hands and points them at each other and then pushes them together until, like, index.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. That's... Okay.
It's possible.
If we do meet, I'll introduce you to Abby. She might actually have some books that you haven't read yet.
I'd like that.
In return, though, if we run into your family, you have to introduce me.
I most certainly will. Now, what are we hunting?
I would hope deer, but if they're not... She'll set her down and get to hunting.
Alright. Which, you guys are able to hunt. You
Do we get a whole deer, girl?
do not get a whole deer during this one. This one's more relaxed for you guys to try and track. This area appears to be a little too close to certain parts of civilization where they're a little more scattered in what all is around you. And as you've been traveling closer and closer, more inland, getting a lot more mileage each day, you're noticing more and more the civilization that's slowly but surely seeming to increase in your surrounding area, until on the 8th day, right before you're heading to get some sleep, as you're moving forward in the horizon, you can see almost a shadow against the backdrop of the sky that's been growing as you've been going throughout the day. Just this large singular line in the sky. Also, I'm going to send this because I typed this out at the end of it because I realized something about Karg. He's had 3 cantrips and I've counted it as 4 because he gets a free one from the druid spell list. So he's got his 4th cantrip as a cleric now. He's a smart lad. He's actually picking things up. But yeah, you guys see a spider
just
off
imagine,
the distance.
in the 7th day, just all of a sudden, fuck!
He uses his power to create a mile-wide upsurge of growth and plenty. The next goes to sleep, wakes up the next morning. My God has told me I am a fool. Why? Looks at his hands. Shit! I forgot I had this.
Oh, also, and Elisha, he just says it to you offhandedly. If you do ever have a question for me that's not about the mask, feel free to ask. I'm willing to say shit if necessary. But just don't. I've never said this openly. Just to everybody here. You just looks on the party. Don't start shit about the mask, okay?
All right.
Elisha nods.
All right.
Just get it out there.
Feel free to ask whatever you want to me to. I like sharing with you.
Of course you do. Which, at the end of the 8th day, as I was saying before, you see the spire in the distance has been getting larger as you've been getting closer to it, which, as you wake up and actually see it in the light of the dawn, this thing is tall.
Wow.
It almost looks like it should be reaching up like the peak of a mountain, but it's just a straight, thin spire. It's got a twist to it that it's not natural. You know it's not natural just from the look of it. And as you're continuing through the day, maybe only a couple hours in, getting before noon, you would arrive towards the outskirts of a wide canyon where there's a pathway that actually leads down a ways over, where you can actually start going down into this, and you can see at the base of this tower, just as it goes down, it gets expansively wider until you can see a plethora of civilization just going downwards from this tower. And there's a few people who pass you along the way, but it is just it's tall. It can probably see everything for miles stretching around.
The tower?
Yes, this tower is tall. Like, it's probably at least a good 1, maybe 2 miles high. Part of it does have the fact that it is down into the earth, but the earth, it does have also a strong base that, from the twist that it has going upwards, once it reaches about a little lower than level with the earth you're standing on as you're looking down into this, it begins to expand wider until it hits the buildings that are just sprawled out away from it. This is clearly the center of attention in this city. Karg kind of
At least holding on to Elisha.
Karg leans forward, just kind of looks at it before looking back at everyone else. Are you all ready?
Absolutely.
Why are we here again? I legitimately forgot.
We're looking for Wolf, and he apparently had come round this way.
This is also the place that makes the posters that were very inaccurate.
Yeah.
Posters.
In one of the towns that we were visiting, they had a poster board that showed people who were wanted, people in bounties and such, and she would pull out the poster and tilt it so it shows the actual face behind it. A lot of them were about Genasi, but they weren't actually Genasi who did it. And it's like there was an illusion placed on the posters that were like this.
Genasi, you say?
Yes.
Can I take the poster for a second? I just look at it real fast.
Sure. She'll hand it to him.
What's it? What is it? Is it just a random poster, or?
It's a poster of a fire genasi, which, as you hold it, you saw that she was tilting it, and when you hold it up and you tilt it yourself, you see the face of like a artist's description of this fire genasi suddenly shift, and when it shifts, it becomes this other form, thicker faced, clearly human in form, but something about it just says that it's something else. It's just the way that it's drawn. There's something off about this figure behind the face that was originally drawn.
The person that's behind there is the person I'm looking for.
I see. And who is that, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. But he's not exactly from my tribe, but I know the tribe that he is from. And if this poster is telling the truth, he's committed a very heinous crime and is shaming all of us by doing so. So I need
Fair
to find
enough.
him and ask him why.
Fair enough. I'll hand the poster back. Thank you for letting me borrow that.
Also,
No
the name
problem.
is on this poster.
Please tell me the name again, because I cannot find it in my notes.
I will pull it up and I'll get
Does
back
it
to you on
have
that.
like a reason why they're something?
They're wanted for arson.
Arson. Got it.
It was. She'll explain that like the posters back there were. It was the genasi that were wanted. What they were wanted for were slightly like racist acts, kind of like the water genasi was wanted for drowning, the fire genasi was wanted for arson, and so on and so forth.
Got it.
The Earth Ganassi is one for earthquakes.
Air genasi wanted for blowing in people's ears, you know, that kind of thing.
Air genasi wanted for tornadoes.
Oh, I was thinking like you know how, like the annoying feel like when someone's like just deep breathing on your neck,
Oh,
just like,
God!
and they can constantly exhale.
Just. I mean, you know, they have to
Never
inhale.
ending.
They just don't have to breathe.
I've had someone
Well, rather
actually
they can hold
like,
their breath
do that
for
to me, and I
indefinitely.
swear to God, I was 2 seconds for just turning around and just busting his nose.
I say technically, Air Genasi should be able to hold a forever hold a note. But that's
then you
just
would never
me.
drown them.
I mean, to be fair, they can hold their breath indefinitely, so yeah, you can never drown them.
Oh, son of a bitch! So windpipe breakage is not a viable method of killing.
Nope.
Probably not.
Let's find out. No.
Anyway, I suppose we should get going to the city now.
Ellie's still clinging to Elisha.
That was one of the names on the posters, and I believe that was the one that I gave to you.
Thank you.
You just put in your notes.
I thought I had, but I guess not.
It's okay. Alright, so you guys head down. The pathway down in is remarkably narrow, considering that this is supposed to be like a busy metropolis sort of place, and at first you're thinking that it's, you know, strange, very unsafe, until you also look down and realize that there's some people who are actually apparently trying to continue to expand this outwards.
Why?
Which means that the area you're currently on is a new expansion to the city. And they're still working on actually expanding it. At one point you actually have to wait for a group of people, a few of them dwarves, few of them are larger people, Goliaths. They kind of look at it like, and they're like, you know, just like, it's like hearing someone say something in your native language, and you're like, hey, they give a little wave, like, they look at you, they see you're not dwarf, like, hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? How you? You know, just, you know, you just see
Casual
Karg just
conversation.
like, you just like see Karg hunched over, just like lower jaw extended, just staring at them, like just like they're holding up traffic.
My God.
Racism.
Just want to get to this. I just want to get to the
She'll
town.
kiss his cheek whenever he gets tense.
He just like he doesn't stop being tense. He just exhales, and like some of the dwarves are just kind of looking at him, just like, and you can hear them saying, "What rock's he chewing on?" And you just see Karg just like narrow his eyes, just like, did they say something about me?
They asked what rock are you chewing on because it looks like you're about to break your teeth with your jaw clenched.
I am not. I'm not clenching my jaw. He says through a clenched jaw.
I think I just heard a tooth pop.
You see, like, slowly move his hand up and just like rub his jaw, just like.
Hey, look at me.
Oh, you
Look
did.
at me. Not all dwarves are bad.
I know. I said I agreed with you on that. Just, I'd like to not be on a narrow precipice where we could fall. I'm worried about Giavis.
You have a fear of heights.
No, I don't. You have
Insight check.
Insight check. Go ahead.
Inside check.
Might as well.
Ah!
That's another net one on insight.
That's the third one I rolled!
To be
Not
fair,
on
you're
insight.
getting it
The
out
other one
early.
was on investigation.
Yeah, that was
20.
investigation.
No, I mean, no, I rolled it out.
15.
He is not afraid of heights.
No, you got a negative. You got a natural 1 for a 0 on investigation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
did.
looking
the
at it
last
right now.
natural one I got was on insight. Look up.
Oh yeah, I see that too.
Yeah.
So-
Jeez.
Even with the 20, it's
Yeah, even with a 20, he's not afraid of heights. He's making excuses. He's just wanting to get out of here. He's uncomfortable. And finally, they basically start carving in enough that they can actually push this other wall, like, hey, move along, and he's just
Excuse me.
like he's clearly not trying to push them to do anything. He's just waiting, like clearly just like upset that they're in the way. And once they move out of the way, he gives them like a very curt nod, looking mostly at the Goliaths when he does it. But he moves you guys along, and you guys move down the pathway. It winds back and forth until you hit the first street. And once you're starting to get closer, you can hear the hustle and bustle of a city. And anyone who wants to make a perception check.
ooh me. I want to make one.
Can I make it from disadvantage in the hole?
Yeah,
Will be
I'll say
disadvantage.
straight roll for hearing.
10.
Disadvantage for you being 10. Okay, 10, 14. Wait, none of shows.
Disadvantage or what?
For you being in the hole.
Yeah,
For hearing.
so.
Okay.
Yep, it's not terribly high DC.
Jeez, Karg. All right.
Okay.
The lower
Jeez,
my
Cheshire,
disadvantage.
all right.
Yeah, the lower of your disadvantage was an 18. Yeah. As you're going down, Karg sees it first. He doesn't say anything. He notices it and just kind of keeps idle. Cheshire, you hear something. Like you hear the hustle bustle, like but you also hear a.
Fuck is that?
It's
We
like
don't hear it.
yeah, you don't hear it until you guys get closer. But Cheshire, you definitely hear something making like a.
I poke my head out like a prairie dog.
And once you hop out, do you hop out of the hole?
Yeah, I'll cover it up nice.
Okay, so you
Actually,
hop
I'll
out
just
of the hole.
pack it up.
Yep, you
pack it up.
you fold it up and put it in your pocket. Jaren immediately gets out of the hole with you, just realizing, oh, we're getting out. Good. But you fold it up, put it in your pocket, kind of look over, and looking down into the city. The city is like this is your first time actually getting a full view of it yourself. So you're just like, this place is bigger than most places you've seen, bigger than most places you've even thought about. And looking down into the city, you can see that there's a bunch of different people who are just kind of milling about. And you're getting closer to where the walkways are. And you see that there's 2, 3, 4... There's a scattering of people who are walking with this medium, humanoid-sized, just heavy-looking, armored individual walking behind them that is making this loud...
Ooh.
like with each step. That's not loud enough
Do
that it's
I
like
look like
echoing,
it's...
but it's loud enough that as you've gotten closer, you've picked up on it.
I'll walk up to this creature.
Hold
Would
on.
I know what an automaton is?
I know
Um,
what these things are.
Anyone who's proficient in Arcana can roll an Arcana check.
Well, shit.
I'm walking up to this creature to say hello because I'm curious. Because there's no way, even if I was proficient,
You walk, you hop off the cart, he grabs your arm. You gotta approach that thing. Get back in the cart.
Are you doing
Right.
an
Approach that.
Arcana, Lusha?
Yeah.
Roll Arcana.
why?
That thing.
Okay.
Yes, it can be. It's a
Uh-huh.
walking brick shithouse. Get back in the cart. We're not drawing attention right now.
Are we
Lusha,
heading right for it?
Uh-huh.
They're walking behind people in the cart. Actually, Snow, I need you to roll
Yo.
me an Arcana check as well. You're not proficient, I know, but roll it anyway.
Alright. Natural 1, baby.
You ain't
I
seen
have
these
no
before. You don't care what these things are. They're not your
I am
interest.
not concerned.
Yep.
I'll see Cheshire grab
Ellie.
Ellie,
Ellie. Thank you. I'm sorry, guys.
you're fine.
No,
You're
I'm
right.
I should remember your name. That's bad of me.
You're fine.
And I'll be like, yeah, I actually agree with Cheshire on this one. We probably don't want to draw attention to ourselves.
I don't like attention in big cities. Please sit back down.
Alright.
What you do know about them, Elisha, and you're like, there's a name for them. It's on the tip of my tongue. You don't know what it is, but you do know that just watching them like walking through the town, they're clearly some kind of construct. But what they are is just it's not hitting your head. Someone made these, and apparently they made enough of them for there to be a good half dozen of them that you can see just on the main street that you're walking down currently.
There's some sort of metal forged construct.
And there's some wood in there as
No,
well.
I thought it was a person.
I'm gonna very just nonchalantly pull my hood up,
Okay,
just so I'm a little less recognizable as a tabaxi.
gotcha. So you're just like, and the hood's up. Okay.
I'm just playing with Jordan at this point.
Yeah, the monkey's just hanging off your arm, just like kicking his legs up, just. What do you guys want to do in the city?
Oh, there's so much. Is there like a directory? Because there's a lot of things that I want to do.
What do you mean by directory? Like a directory from myself to you, or?
Well, yeah, like let me know what's up, but also in character if there's like a
Like
I
a
don't know,
map, like a you are here kind of thing.
That would be great.
I do not have a map to give you an overview of, sadly. That being said, there's obviously inns that you can look into. There's the sound of forging. You can see people working a lot with stone. There's different bakeries you can smell in the background. You can ask around, obviously. And obviously, there's also the big tower in the center of the city. So
Ellie's
that's
floating
the
on
thing.
car sleeve.
Yeah.
Explore, 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 explore.
I'm trying to find a. Do I see like a guild hall / tavern?
You're looking around for it? A perception check.
Yeah. I'm doing the normal Cheshire thing of looking for a place with wanted posters. It's totally reasonable.
Of course. It is. That's why I was like, yeah, do we perception check?
I think I'm gonna join.
Okay. You can make a perception check as well.
8.
Actually, I will too because
Go ahead.
I
21.
had like a bounty hunting bracelet, so
You're fine.
I said I'd be interested in bounties. 18.
Okay. So you and Snow notices first, and when you're looking around, it kind of notices. You can point it out, but as you're going down the main thoroughfare, there's a few places where you could probably hop off and do other stuff. There is a tavern that has a very distinctive mercenary name to it that just kind of makes you kind of look at it and go, yeah, that looks like that would be a place to ask questions, get a good night's rest, but at the same time look into things like that.
Hire someone to kill your best friend, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
It has a sign above it that has two men with swords drawn, just kind of like pointing it crossed over. They kind of like have the very flat-faced Egyptian hieroglyphic look to them, where like they have the big one eye and just kind of very very stiff look to them. But underneath it, you can see in very blocked out letters, "Crossing Swords Inn."
Well, not exactly the friendliest name, but I suppose it'll work.
Okay.
I'm going inside.
Okay. All right. You head inside. The place is lively enough. There's maybe half dozen people in there who are, in groups of 2 or 3 who are just talking. There's one person who's off kind of by themselves, just kind of like scratching at their neck, just with a not a cup. They have just a bowl in front of them as they're just kind of looking at it. We're just like,
Do I just watch Snow walk off?
You see
Snow
him
and
pointed out.
Cheshire.
Snow, Cheshire,
And Alash, I believe.
Probably
Where
Elisha,
is
yeah.
headed?
in. Come on.
I mean, I was
The Crossing Swords Inn.
I was just looking at it, but I guess I'll follow.
Karg was going to
Oh.
pull Giovis over because he's like, yeah, come on, let's actually go get ourselves a room just in case. Let's see if they have good prices first and foremost. But come on, he takes
If
Giovis
I
over and
try and find someone strong, Cheshire would kill me, wouldn't he?
please don't fight anyone in here until we can find out whether or not they're okay with taking challenges. Please.
Well, that's what I was gonna find out.
Yeah, but come on, we'll find out for you. Don't worry. First thing I'll ask. Second thing I'll ask. I need to ask about rooms first. I need to make sure that we can actually get rooms before you break things.
I could just ask around the inn, and then we can find out that way.
That's
You-
another
then
thing.
we'll find out.
Yeah. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. He walks in and
I'll ask if there's a fight pit around the tavern.
okay. We'll go to each thing individually. First things first. Cheshire. When you walk in, it's not even active perception check. Passive perception check of 5 would see that over on one side of the wall, you see that there is a board with a number of wanted posters.
God, Z could see that board. You know it's bad.
Yeah, like
I was
it's
just about to ask, can Z see it?
Z can see that board. Yeah, that's when you know that is meant to be either a shining, like something that they're supposed to be like known for. That's like, yeah, anyone who walks in here, like even if they're not paying attention, they'd be like, yeah, I saw that there was a board in the corner. Which has a 2 boards actually. One of them is clearly with the wanted posters. The other one has pins, and there's a few that actually have knives that are just pinning it to this board, where they're just being pinned by like knives and such. Can you what?
I said in true Merc fashion.
In true Merc fashion. The person behind the bar is a thick-shouldered, strong-jawed looking person. They've got longer hair. You're not sure which gender they'd fall under specifically, but they look nice enough, and they kind of lean back as they see you enter, and they give like a 2-finger salute. Well, hey there, how y'all doing?
Hello.
You need something to eat, or you're looking for work? We've got both for you. If you want, you can get both.
Hey, Paris, look, it's an androgynous person.
First one, then the other.
Yes.
You looking for rooms then? Well, come on in. Kind of
I'm
motions
sorry,
you all in.
Stuck on androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow. Holy shit.
I'm just gonna head over to the board.
I would actually like to do that as well. Sorry, Chester, I'm not just trying to copy
No, you're fine.
you.
Looking over it, make an investigation check.
Is it organized well?
It's organized well, so it's a low DC.
Okay.
They need people to actually be able to get work
No,
here.
you just know Cheshire's one to, if it's unorganized, organize it. He's done it before.
I remember.
2.
Oh my.
I would like to check for
Oh my gosh.
Genasi names and such.
Okay,
I'm
make an
starting to
investigation
think
check.
I should use my just home dice because roll 20 right now is being
16.
I
exceptional.
wish I could use my home dice, but I don't think Guru allows me to.
I
Yeah, it does.
allow home dice so long as you're honest, and I have the honor system with you guys.
Hmm.
So yeah, you could use your home dice.
My home dice are funnier. Remember the 3 nat 1s in
I
a row?
remember.
They're fun.
I remember.
Alright, I guess I'll switch to home dice, because I want to be able to use them for something. I paid for them.
Yeah, obviously you paid for them. I'm not gonna stop you from using something you paid for. That's just rude.
So yeah, I rolled a 16.
With the 16, you do see of all the names on here, there's at least 5 names, and there's 15 people's names on this board. So a third of these people are Genasi on this board.
Any that I recognize?
It would have been a whopping 10, guys. Wow. Brace yourselves for the reckoning that's coming.
Looking them over real quick, just making sure to check the names of them specifically. None of the names are names you recognize.
Okay. All right, so
Cheshire, you start looking at the board, and you're like, after a moment, you're just like, like you kind of go cross-eyed for a second, and you're just kind of like, there's something
He's
there's
gonna
something about this that's wrong,
he's-
and then you realize they're set in 15, but it's set as though he's got like one space that's empty. And it's just like,
He's gonna go over each and every one of them, just like he's like trying to.
just trying to focus on them. I get you. You would also eventually see that there's the 5 Genasi names, and there's other people in the city as well.
Any chance anyone I recognize?
Of the people on this board currently, none of them appear to be anyone that you recognize. Actually, roll a history check, because you might actually recognize something.
Wait, no, home dice. God damn it!
You can use the home dice. I'll allow it.
He's so used to roleplaying.
Yeet. Fucking shit. 19.
19. You don't recognize the name, and you almost pass it by until you pause, think about it for a second, and you pull back the one you'd been looking at. You don't recognize the first name, but you recognize the second name. The last name is similar to someone that you had contact with a while back. The last name, let me pull it up here. I almost forgot. I had that in there just in case. Is Diamos. I will spell that for you. And I'll put a comma and then the first name. Odrebo Diamos. The name that
How do I know this boy?
their brother. They had been one of the calmer folks that you are aware of, and they were put away for forgery. Apparently, Odrebo is not following after the smarts of his sibling, as his portfolio includes things of assaults, attempted murder, basically things that just say he's violent.
Disappointment.
He's a disappointment. He is a dwarf.
Hey, Karg, I got a way to make you happy and get some money. I'll walk over with the wanted poster.
He's talking to the person. He like motions over.
I'll put it in his hands. You get to capture a dwarf and get money at the same time.
You
It's
hear
like a
Ellie
field
just
day
go,
for.
You hear Ellie just go, "Don't encourage that."
I'm interested. What? We're helping the city. We get paid. What's the bounty on? Oh, hey Ellie, come here. He
What?
motions you over. He points out the bounty. Are you sure that you don't
What's
want
the
to be helping
bounty?
out?
What's the bounty?
How much money?
The bounty is 300 gold.
Oh, damn.
That's a lot
Just
we could be
because I'm
spending on
saying
it.
yes does not mean that my reservations are not unfounded.
I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying that, we can, if we happen across him in some manner.
If I do this,
heavens
do you promise to stop being a little racist?
I'm not being. I am
Karg,
not.
Karg.
I'm
Man
not.
to man. Stop.
I'm not.
Nope.
Look,
It's okay, buddy. I take him into a hug. Cry it out. It's alright.
he just stares down at you slowly, like his arms are extended, just like, what do I do with this?
Cry it out. It's okay. Accept your
Hug him
feelings.
back, Karg. Your arms around him.
I slowly like squints.
Ellie is sitting back.
You can
in
only
the chair
hug.
going,
You can only hug me back if you accept your feelings.
Elisha bats her eyelashes.
You.
Snow is so confused now.
I sidle over to Snow, and I whisper real quiet into his ear.
Karg is slightly racist to dwarves, but he won't admit it
And we're hugging him because
because we're trying to get 8 minutes of the problem is the first step to resolving it.
That is true. Very well.
You and I need to have a
If Cheshire ever dies, I'm bringing a dwarf to this game.
All the more reason to kill you faster.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, to be fair, he says that I won't do it, so maybe he's survived.
Do it, coward. Do it.
You see Karg just like slowly, just like you see him like deflating, and kind of looks over to the innkeeper, who just has just this like look of just I'm not saying anything.
No, I'm not getting in the middle of this. You're on your own.
I can't help you.
And eventually they're like, "Excuse me, you're looking for
Yeah, we
rooms
still-
as well?
Yeah.
Your friend has said that he's paying for all the rooms. Were you looking
Oh,
for
wait, what?
individual rooms, or were you looking for rooms to bunk together? It's cheaper, obviously, but
3 rooms each. 3 rooms.
3 rooms each.
3 rooms each.
No, just 3 rooms.
They grin and wink at you. Just don't worry, I understood what you meant.
Lovebirds. I want a room with Elisha and Snow. You can have your own personal pad.
Sounds like a plan.
Fair enough. They pull it up and they're like, all right, so that would be
She using Dodge's card. Are you alright with that?
yeah, that would be a gold and 5 silver. Simple enough. He pulls out and he puts it down for her. Thank you very much. A simple transaction, simple enough. Let's see here. That being said, you get 1 meal for free. Everything else you'd have to pay extra above, so you can either get that for breakfast or dinner. Do you have a preference?
What time of day is it?
Noon.
Dinner.
Okay, so you'll be getting only dinners per day, or would you prefer to have it be a switch? We do have that option as well. We know some people like to get up early and they want to get a meal before they head out.
Switch for me, please.
I believe that would be a wise choice.
I'll put you all down for switch, no worries. And they write down in the book, they write a card and then they put party of, and then puts rooms, pulls out 3 keys, hands them off to you. And you also mentioned an animal. Yeah, Giovus. Yep, no worries. We have rooming and lodging for them in the back. By the way, my apologies. I've got your name. I don't believe you've introduced your friends as well. I should introduce myself first. I am Samvez of the Crossing Swords. I'll spell
What
it out
is
for you
he?
guys.
Samves?
Samvez.
No. Like, what race is he?
From
What's it matter? No, I'm just kidding.
from the look of them, they appear to be a
Oh.
human.
I'm fucking curious, okay?
Just messing with you.
Does he have tattoos?
Looking them
Dang.
over, you don't see any tattoos on their body. At least none that are
Cheshire.
visible.
And he just kind of gives a slight half wave.
Elizabeth. Please call me Ellie.
Ellie.
Call her Beth.
No.
Better than calling you Bessie. Had a friend who tried to call one of my other friends that, and I saw them get 2 teeth knocked out.
Only
Bessie
2.
sounds cute. That's
know.
the name of my grandmother.
Well, to be fair, they also asked him not to call her Bessie.
Oh, well then yeah, of course he lost a few teeth.
Yes, they only lost 2 because they eventually got married.
Oh,
What was the name of this woman?
It was... why do you ask? Kind of like squints you, like,
might
wait.
know her.
well, you can't start a story and then not finish it.
Obviously, heaven forbid.
Was her name Bella?
Her name was not Vela.
Okay.
Her name was Akayel.
Does that name sound at all familiar to me?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know.
No
She sounds
worries.
nice though.
She is quite lovely. A wonderful cook. She actually, she doesn't work for me yet. I will have her one day. But I digress. You all have your rooms. If you wish, the board is open. If you wish to take a quest or take a person, motions to the wanted poster, by all means take it with you. If you don't have it turned in before the end of the week, a new poster will be added to the lineup, allowing for anyone else to attempt to take it instead.
Guru, real
Okay.
quick.
Yes.
I'd like to scope out the board again.
Okay.
Oh, I would myself like to scope out the board.
Yep. Anything in particular you're looking for? Because there's part of the board has wanted posters, the other part has stuff that's pinned to it.
both.
Okay. Investigation check. Or are you looking for something specific again?
Nothing specific, but
Okay,
I would like to see what's on there.
Okay, we'll use your passive then. What's your passive investigation?
Is it just 10 plus my investigation?
Yes.
It's 17.
Okay.
That's
So
pretty
with
good.
17,
That's pretty good.
you see the 5 genasi. Now the dwarf's been taken off. You see a few other names that are kind of just scattered about, just different races, ranging from Goliath to dwarf to human. On the other side, you see that it's people either like asking for simple things or even for like favors or stuff like that. Like, I need someone who's willing to spend a night to playing the part of my boyfriend. I need them to be human, at least 6 foot tall. Look like they're a well-respected individual.
Wait, what is this? Sorry, I blanked for a second.
Someone's trying to rent a boyfriend.
Essentially, it's a different
Escort
request.
duty.
Escort duty, essentially.
Yeah,
Just being like,
yeah.
hey, I need to rent a boyfriend for the
That's
night.
for tonight?
No, not for tonight. It doesn't say a specific night.
Why, you
it just-
interested?
Yeah,
You're not
Cheshire wants
human,
money.
I mean, to be
No,
fair, it
you
does say
gotta be
human.
human though.
It asks specifically for a human for that one. That's just one of the funnier ones.
Cheshire's just down for money. He doesn't care.
There's the ones that have like knives pinned to them tend to be more like, hey, we're looking for people to actually do mercenary type work, such as, hey, one of them's pinned to there saying, we've had some issues with some things moving around in the Undercity. Some of the people who have attempted to go down there have stated that magic was not as effective as they thought it would be and were driven back. We need someone willing to go down there and take care of it so we can get that out of there. It's causing some blackouts for some of the magical areas. We're willing to pay 250 gold plus anything any benefits towards bringing back parts of the creature. So they're willing to pay extra if you bring back creature parts, essentially, or whole creature.
I will take that one. Anything else?
There's one that mentions that someone's looking for a person.
An elven companion.
One of them. Hold on, I need to check something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of them, as you're reading it, it mentions that they're looking for someone skilled in the Arcana to essentially it's asking for someone who's willing to swap notes with, and they're willing to pay 100 gold, and it's basically saying, hey, I'm willing to allow you to look at one thing from my book if you're willing to let me look for one thing from yours. But they're asking for people of significant arcane talent, someone who's able to give something in return for something of worth.
Out of character, this sounds like someone wants to swap spells.
Anything that actually looks like somewhat appealing to Cheshire.
I will take that one.
For Cheshire, one of them is saying that they need a bouncer as just like a quick hire that their old one called out. This one looks to have been posted today. That's just saying that if you are able to keep a clean house and that there's no fight, we'll pay you a bonus. If there's a fight that breaks out, we'll still pay you. But it's 50 gold starting, total of 100 gold if you're able to last the whole night. If no fights break out, they'll pay you an extra 50 gold.
Just for the night?
Just for the night.
Alright, we'll take that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go do this job.
Have fun.
It's a job, it's not gonna be fun. He just walks away.
Some jobs are fun. Some guys.
Depends on the job.
Spins on heels.
I guess I'd like to take a second look at. Since everybody's taking job quests now, I'm kind of curious.
There is also, when you're looking at it, you see that there's a few different jobs ranging from a job that's for helping a person, just basically carrying stuff for them. They're only paying 50 gold for it. There's a person who's
Wow.
there's a demolition job that's willing to pay 70 gold if they can get the house done before the end of the day. They're looking for as many people as they can, but obviously they're a little scarce at the moment. There is a job for looking into a missing person that has a timeline of indefinite, just because of the fact that they don't know how long it'll take to actually find them. And there is one it's like thumbtacked at the very bottom, hanging off of it. That is clearly the handwriting is childish, probably written by a kid. That says basically, can someone make the scary monster go away? It's been around my house for so long. I'll give allowance.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Matt is upset he didn't find that one.
No, I just want to make sure I heard that right.
There is a child's handwriting that says, can someone make the scary monster go away? It's been around for a long time. And the amount of payment that it puts, it just says allowance. And allowance is spelt wrong.
Excellent. I'd like to grab the construction one and the kid one.
Okay.
I will turn to Ellie and say, hey, they want us to break something. I bet you'd be interested. Want to come with?
Oh, sure, but I need to ask him something real quick. Zombies!
Yes.
Is there a fight pit at all in this city?
Kind of like looks at you just like, not suspiciously, but like with a questioning gaze. I should hope that you're looking for one that's
Yes, legal.
Of course. I just need to make sure. There is a few places, but they're only scheduled for active tournaments. You're not allowed to gamble and such like that, unless
there a
it
tournament
is
going on?
such. There's sadly not. At least not until we get closer towards the summer's equinox.
Oh, fine.
It's still a ways off, still a few months, but if you come back around that time, there should be one going on.
No place
Strong
to
people
even
come from
fight
all
just for
over.
fun.
There's a few places, but it's more so for sparring, as in training to use like protective paddings and such like that to prevent people from actually doing harm to one another, attempting at the very least.
So basically, I can't challenge someone in this bar.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't just challenge someone in this bar. Although, if someone starts throwing a hissy fit and starts a bar fight, you are welcome to throw them ass over tea kettle.
All right, Snow, come on.
Okay. Let's go.
Alright, so you guys are splitting up, and
Ellie will drag the healer.
Karg's just like, but I want to go. Oh, Larsa, no! I'm
Oh, you
interested.
can go with her? Okay.
I'm interested. Can I? He's like, do I have permission? Do I have to? Kind of looks at Lasha, just like, I can come with you, right? That's not imposing.
You may.
Yes. He slides up behind you, just like, I want to see this. What? I mean, I'm curious. Okay, so.
Oh, he's
Chesh-
pouting very mildly.
Mm-hmm. So Cheshire is going to take the bouncer gig. Ellie and Snow are going to break some walls, and Alasha is going to trade some spells. Awesome. Excellent.
And one other thing.
I forgot what your other thing was.
Well, I don't know if we should
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
the
I'll probably talk about that with the group when we get back from this first one.
Okay. So for this is essentially speeding up a downtime thing.
Mhm.
So I'm going to grab my book here because I actually wanted to.
By the way, I would like to talk with Ellie.
Yeah,
as
by all means.
break
While I'm pulling
walls
this up,
down.
by all means, go ahead.
Well,
So we'll be breaking down walls. You'll be doing what you're doing, and I'll be punching my fist through them. So, ba 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 ba. Walls come crashing down like a total badass. And I'll just turn to Ellie and say, "So, what are you out here? What are you traveling for? I hope you don't mind me asking."
I don't. To bond with my fiance.
Karg, you mean?
Mhm.
I see. That's it.
They call it a Starlight Passage. It's for people who are in arranged marriages.
I see. How long have you been in this arranged marriage?
A month and a half?
Oh,
Roughly?
so it's brand new then.
Yeah.
We've been on the road for more than a month and a half.
Has it?
Yes.
Oh, the fucking Jesus.
I think we've been together for like 2 to 3 months.
I am not. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with the time measurement known as Jesus.
Alec,
Jesus.
I mean, Pierce, we've known each other for like 2 to 3 months now.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
so
then
in total, it's
excuse me,
been about almost four months.
redact to 4 months. Correction.
Okay. 4 months. Okay, that is a time measurement. I know. I see. How do you like Kark so far?
Mm. She turns red.
Is this nervous, as in you do, or nervous as in you're like
I
pissed and
like
want
him,
to smash
I
his
just-
face in?
I like him. I just don't know if he likes me.
Hmm.
Oh,
What
at
makes you
least-
think he wouldn't like you?
I'm very blunt and very much direct and brute force. And he's a bit more tactful than that and likes to think things through.
Are you guys ready? This is gonna be so cliche, but it's gonna be great. I'm going to take a stick, and I'm gonna draw the yin yang symbol on the ground. I'm gonna say, everything in the world is balanced. Opposites.
As all things should be. Sorry, go
As
on.
all things should be. Yes, that is exactly. Opposites attract light and dark. You can't have one without the other. Water and fire, cold and warm. So being different doesn't necessarily mean anything. And I'll kind of shuffle out, or kind of wipe one half away and see. Without this, it's just half of a circle. It's incomplete. But then you have the opposite half, and you're completed.
But
So
if
it's
you
not bad.
want
ahead.
to be with its opposite, then therein lies the problem.
Perhaps. But if I had to guess, and I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do have a knack for reading people, I'd say he does care for you very much. And give it time. Like you said, this is brand new.
I'll take your and Elasha's word for it.
I see Elisha got to me first, huh?
She's the one I always go to talk to first.
That's fair. She is a fellow woman.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that I've known her the longest.
I see.
She listens to me rant and rave, and she's helped me with a few things.
That's good. That's good. It's always important to have people you can trust.
She bought me my first dress, actually.
Very neat. So, what did you wear beforehand? What does your tribe do?
She was naked.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, crap.
No, she's not there.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
She's not. She did not. She was not naked.
Nah, don't throw him off like that.
You can't do that to me.
I can, and I will.
Stop
Dang
it.
man.
Oh, she points to the tank top and just like common pants that she's been wearing. Just this, but it was smaller because I hadn't grown yet.
I see.
Or sometimes armor, but I mean, Kark needed it more than I did, and I'm a bit hardier than him, so.
Fair enough. You
Out of
seem to do well
character.
enough with that armor.
We still gotta get this man some armor.
I hope you don't mind me inviting you out here to join me for this recreational destruction of buildings.
Oh no, this is fun. I haven't gotten to do this in a while.
I figured you would enjoy. It's nice to be able to just use your hands and not have to think for a while.
I don't think often.
Well,
I daze out every now and again, so I guess that counts, but I don't critically think often. I just kind of follow my instincts.
that's fair. That's fair. I suppose it's just important to know when to follow your instincts and when to perhaps second guess them. We're not always right.
I think that's probably why Karg is the one who has kept me alive for the past couple months.
It's also his job as a healer, so.
Not always. Sometimes a healer can look at you and go, "You're fucking stupid," and just not do anything.
That's fair. Has he done that?
No. He doesn't like to see me injured. He gets really worried if I get too badly injured. He gets really worried if anyone's too badly injured. He acts like the dad of the group, kinda.
It's a good mentality to have. Especially for the healer. Be really bad if he was like, "Man, I hate you guys so much. Why am I even healing you?" That would be really rough.
It'd be kind of funny though, because then we could just have an excuse to throw him at enemies.
That's one way to look at it, I suppose. Well,
My dad calls them meat shields.
that is an accurate term. I suppose I just have one more question for you, if you don't mind.
Shoot.
You do want it to work, I suppose.
Yeah.
So what are you willing to do to make it work?
A lot more than I probably should be.
Okay. I was thinking more the long line. Compromise and talk with Karg, be open. Communication's important. But
Yeah.
have you sat down and talked to him about it?
A little bit, but he seems a bit evasive. It's like he gets nervous and then he doesn't. It feels like there's something that he doesn't want to admit, and I don't know what.
Well, don't give up. Don't push him too hard, but keep trying to talk to him. The more you get to know each other, the more likely he'll open up to you.
Alright. Kind of what I was hoping to do when we got here, but we found the market board and everyone got a bit distracted, so.
I'm sorry. I could have let you follow him. My apologies.
No, it's not fully your fault. It's just everyone wanted to do something, and
I was looking for an opportunity to get to know the group better. So, and they were already gone. So, since
I
we're
have fun
traveling
talking to
together
you.
for a while, I appreciate that. It is it's an interesting group, to say the least. I don't think my life has ever been in danger so much. And that's saying something, because I was a soldier.
I mean, with what I used to hunt in the woods, it's actually a nice little break. The giants were not, normal, but hey.
I would worry if giants were what you hunted normally. Actually, I'd feel much safer at night knowing that you were able to just casually hunt giants. Actually, I'd feel a lot better about our odds of surviving.
I used to hunt displacer beasts.
I don't know what that is, but sounds dangerous.
It's a really big cat with tentacle whips on its back and 6 legs.
That's as a tabaxi. That unnerves me a little bit. I don't like the thought of having tentacles on my back.
I mean, they're generally evil, and I didn't used to hunt them per se, so much as I would join the groups that did and observe so that I would learn the proper fighting technique. But when I first met with Karg, one almost took off my face.
Ow.
I mean,
Not all I can say to that.
he managed to protect me from getting hit, and it did just want its baby, so I can't blame her.
Right. It's all part of life.
So, you actually mentioned you were a soldier.
Yes. So I was.
Soldier from where?
Guru, it's Dunvolk, right?
Dervok.
Dervolk.
Have I heard of that place?
You have heard of it. It's as a tribesman, you tend to stay more towards Mervale, but occasionally you'll cross paths with people who are more wanderers from other places, including Dervolk, which is to the south.
Is the guy that I'm looking for from that tribe?
Mm, Let me pull up my notes on him. Excellent question.
You throwing off the GM's groove?
Good. That's what I'm supposed to do as the player.
I'm sorry, but I'm
Dervolk,
afraid.
yes.
The guy that I'm looking for is from there.
Really?
He's from one of the tribes that travels from there anyway.
Well, in that case, I might not have met him.
You might have, you might not. I don't know. All I know is that I need to figure out why he would do something like this. But, soldier, you seem like you specialize more in just... She looks like she can't figure out the words, so she just punches the palm of her other hand.
Beating the crap out of people?
Yeah. Just without a weapon.
That, well, when I was serving with Dear Volk, I was a scout. I would spy on the enemy and I would report my findings to my superior officers.
Oh, so you're sneaky.
Yes. It comes with being tabaxi. We have a gift for it generally. But the fists I learned from the monastery where I grew up.
Where was that? Was it in Dervolk as well, or was it somewhere else?
It was. It was in the monastery hidden high in the heights of the Iron Mountain. It's relatively reclusive.
Do you miss it?
It's a difficult question. There are parts I miss, there are parts not so much.
That makes sense. Sometimes, just an example, sometimes you miss the food from the place, but you won't miss the people.
Yeah, yes. I don't know if you're very familiar with monastery life, but food isn't exactly their focus. But there are things about it I miss. Like you said, I don't always miss the people. Although I do hope to return someday.
You might enjoy my tribe.
Yeah?
I mean, if you like food anyway. Very oriented for that. We always like to try new stuff. Or sometimes if we get a really, really big catch, then we'll bring it home and have this giant feast. There's a lot of food and dancing and drinking. It's very festive.
I've never really eaten many fancy been in feasts, so that might be an interesting experience.
I think the last one we had, it was because someone got a rock. Like, not like a stone, like the bird, the really big bird.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Someone caught a rock, they have a lasso around this boulder.
I was really confused. Like, wow, impressive.
You caught a rock.
I would be a little skeptical. I'd be like, wow, just well done. A mighty feat indeed.
All I can think is SpongeBob. It's not just a boulder.
It's a rock.
It's a rock. That, yes, absolutely. That's amazing.
I don't think that I've eaten that well in ages.
Well, hopefully you'll get to again someday.
And the next time I do, I'll make sure that you are all with me.
Sounds good.
Get back to chopping at a wall.
Absolutely. Punching through it like a total boss.
Right, so you're just like throwing your fist into it. She's just wailing on it. And we're going to just, before we do what I'm going to do for expediting the process of it, give me 1 second here.
I gotta be back real fast.
No worries. Ironic, yes. Alasha. So you begin walking with Karg. You're making your way, kind of just moving around, and you see like Karg's just like very slowly, just like tapping his thumbs together, fingers intertwined, as he's kind of like looking around, uh, looking very attentive.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him just like looking more and more anxious before you see him just take this deep breath. So, I need your help. Sorry, the working up to ask you that was really hard, and I'm just. I need help.
With what?
Obviously, you wizard stuff. So I came with you because you're the only person who has actually worked with Elisha, and not Elisha. You are Elisha. With Ellie. Just he pulls on the scale mail that he was given by Ellie, which is it doesn't fit him precisely, but it works. He's just like,
It's bigger in the chest area than he's used to.
eh,
A little droopy there.
a little droopy. He had to pull on it in certain ways to make sure that it actually fits him, and it still it fits him. It works well.
He got some pecs.
Yeah,
Ain't got those Vin Diesel pecs though.
He's strong, but he kind of tugs.
I believe the term you're looking for, man boobs?
No. Those are solid muscle, my man. There's a difference.
Yeah, obviously. But he kind of tugs.
I was
talking
talking about Karg,
no.
not Vin Diesel.
no, obviously. But he kind of tugs on it, kind of looks down like, this has been serving me well for my stay and my extent, and I'm okay with using it, but I want to make sure she doesn't get hit as much as, she doesn't want me to get hit. And it's frustrating because she always wants me to throw me into a place where I'm not getting hurt, but she's always in the front lines, throwing herself around like she's got no care in the world and easily able to get hit. I'm okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be focused. Look, can you help me? Please.
Of course, I'd be happy to help.
Thank you.
Get back to Karg having a panic attack.
Yep. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Yep. So he's basically acting like as a kind of a bodyguard figure behind you. Just well, he's walking beside you, but he's an imposing orc man next to an elven woman.
5 foot nothing. This man has almost 2.5 feet on me.
Yeah. It's an imposing sight next to a figure who apparently is able to walk beside him and make him, look anxious. So it gives you a certain
Keep that in
presence.
mind, lad.
Yeah. It gives a certain presence to you, which when you enter into where it mentions on the paper, it's a library. Not a super expansive one, but it's one where you can see that this place has a faint heartbeat of magic to it. And you can tell that partly because of the fact that as you're walking in, you see a couple of shelves where there's just books that are being pulled out and dragged around with no one touching them. And then being like reorganized just like idly. You see no one doing it, but you see it happening.
Have I ever seen this before?
You have. It's been some time since you've done it or seen it. You've not done it.
Right.
It's similar in theory. Actually, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Before I explain this to you,
Because
My
you've seen
dog
it,
is
but
trying to
you
sniff
do.
underneath my thighs, so she's just burrowing in a futile effort.
nice.
Silly dog. There's a few people who have taken after the ways of a particular spellcaster who learned a way to create a magnificent mansion that's literally just in a pocket dimension. But then they heard about that and they realized that some of the applications of it could be useful in other manners. And so they began to break down.
Get it? Mansion manners. Oh yeah.
But they tried to break it down to create part of the spell without creating the entirety of the spell. Essentially, these are unseen servants, but cast in wider number. The exact number you can't tell for certain because they are invisible, so you have no idea how many invisible servants are actually moving around in this area. But they're,
I mean, I'd hope not. They're invisible.
yeah, but you're just seeing stuff being moved around idly from place to place, and it's just a factory of work. And there's a few people kind of seated around. Some people are looking like they're studying, like they're students. There's a person who looks like they're wearing a thick jacket, like they're a far traveler, and just kind of like looking around through some of the books, just like, I don't even know how to read this. What the? Closes it up and tosses it to the side, picks up another book, opens it up, just like immediately closes it, just like, nope. There is a person who is kind of off more towards the back area. And they're looking at a book, just kind of like tapping it on the side of the table, kind of like looks up, looks towards the door. They've got kind of small half glass spectacles, and they kind of peek over, and when they see you, they just kind of like look at you for a second, kind of make a shifting motion in their chair, and then kind of look back down, kind of like open their book, start flipping through, look back up, look back down, flip back, close the book, rub their hands together, sit on the table, just kind of interlock their fingers, looking very nervous, very skittish, but I mean, like, they keep glancing over you, like, uncertain.
I will walk over to them unhurriedly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When you get near, you see him kind of like glance at Karg, who just kind of like gives it a little like nod, and he leans back slightly, just like, did you get my my message?
Were you the one inquiring about swapping notes?
Yeah, yes, yes, it was. Yes, my name is Onad. He holds out his hand to you.
I will shake his hand.
He shakes it with,
Talasha.
he shakes it with a zeal, but it's like shaking someone who has the strength of a wet noodle. And he
So I
kinda,
lost. You got it.
I think I have more strength than this man,
he.
which is terrible. Guru, you know what my strength is.
I know what your strength is. Yeah, this man, it's like this man would struggle to pick up a standard box.
Oh, sweetie.
He kind of taps his fingers together. Oh, hold on. He reaches down. He reaches into a bag and pulls out a bag. He sits on the table, holds up a hand, just like, obviously not immediately, but do you have the necessary inks for such a transaction?
I made sure that I did before I got here.
Okay. Oh, okay. How? Forgive me. What? What sort of spells were you anticipating? I've never done this before. It's kind of exciting, kind of nerve-wracking, but I've got things of all sorts. Things for learning more things for changing the way you can. Forgive me. I'm looking for a specific spell myself, and everyone who I've spoken with in the city have either said that they're unaware of the arcane nature of the spell, or they tell me that I need to study more and pull it out of the books themselves, that I'll understand it. It's a very simple spell. I'm aware of this. It's just no one has been willing to work with me on getting it.
And what spell might that be?
I identify.
No one in this city is willing to share the identify spell with you.
He shakes his head. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that's dangerous. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little stuttery. I shouldn't. I could. It's something that I should be able to pull up and work with. I'm aware of this, but it doesn't come easily to me. I hate divination. I hate it so much, but I need this spell so I can be able to help some people out. That I need to identify a couple of items, and I don't have the spell. I have the required tools for it. I know it requires materials, but I just don't know the rest of it. You know? I'm sorry, I'm talking too much.
You are fine.
I
I
have.
do happen to have this spell.
Okay. What would you like in return?
Let me see what you have.
What type of spell are you looking for? Just like in terms of like control, changing yourself or the environment, uh, offensive.
We got a decent amount of offensive spells at this point. Changing the environment as soon as I can add them. I have a few of those. What could I use? Hang on, I've got to reference what I have and what I will at some point have in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that's something that wizards can do.
What did you buy?
No, I'm still not letting you guys know. You'll find out
DM it to
someday.
me.
Hello?
Hold on,
waiting
I'm
Matt.
DMing.
He's DMing. Ah, yes, that one. That one's
Someday.
funny. No,
Someday.
someday. I am aware.
But in the meantime,
Hands up. Let's get a move on. No.
something like that. And then I got that. I mean, ooh, these are all pretty good. I mean, let me see. It's like a wizard's bread and butter. Actually, could I check on like the wizard's spell list? It probably won't have everything that he has, but it
Right.
might give me some ideas.
Right. I had figured you had some that you had like on a secret wish list.
You've been slapping with spells left and right, Guru. I mean, at this point, it's like you're covering a lot of bases, and I appreciate it.
Mhm.
But it's like, okay, so I've got all these, but what else do I want?
Right.
Just mad. Take my
Yes.
advice.
Go on.
Just get Irresistible Dance and wait until you can get it. The second you can grab it, add it.
Holy
Just like
crap.
save up enough gold as soon as you get the spell slot capability. But
It's one of my favorite spells.
Man. I
It
mean,
is an amazing
you ain't
spell.
wrong. You ain't wrong. That's good stuff. That's pretty good. Okay.
I can promise you this guy doesn't have it.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as a dancer.
That's what disqualifies him. Not the fact that that's what, a 6th level spell, 7th
He's
level
got
spell?
like 2 left feet.
You don't know that. You haven't seen his feet.
That doesn't have
I
anything to do
mean-
with his dancing abilities.
You have to have the rhythm in you in order to make someone else dance.
Whoa, whoa,
Are you
whoa!
sure about that?
Calm down here.
No.
Wizards don't get irresistible dance, by the way.
I don't have that.
Bards, baby.
Oh, that could be useful.
Hmm.
That's a contender. I'm not sure if he would have this though. Give me 1 second to find something else, just in case he doesn't have this one.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a funny one.
Mad going through the spell list, just like, oh man,
Right.
suddenly I have options.
I do. You shouldn't have given me options, man.
I've always
You
Never
should
given
just have
options.
this be a thing where it's like he tells you what spell he wants later.
I'll take this one.
Which spell?
Liamon's tiny hut, maybe.
He doesn't have that one.
See, this is why I was like, he probably doesn't. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that gets out much, but maybe.
Yep, that one is not.
Kind of
his.
a mother's cellar type thing.
Let's
Mother's
see.
cellar,
Let's
mother's
see.
basement, you know?
That could be useful. I don't know if he has it.
Do you have a list of the spells that he don't have?
Nice. Yeah. Does he have knock?
He does have knock.
I will take knock.
All right, there we go. So you see knock
Tell
in there,
me
and you're just
thinking
like,
nothing more. Tell me thinking nothing more.
knocking at my door. So you spend 2 hours and 100 gold worth of ink writing down the knock spell, and he spends 1 hour and 50 gold worth of ink writing down the identify spell.
Mhm. I believe I was also going to be paid 100
And
gold,
he-
correct?
Yep. When he finishes writing it, you're midway through it. And he just kind of like, pushes it over to you, just like that should pay for the spell itself. I figured as much since it
Alright,
was
that's
either gonna be
perfect,
that
that's
or, you know, something else. But by all means, I'm just gonna review this real quick. And he just spends the next hour just like reviewing the incantation, making sure he doesn't say it wrong. Oh man, I gotta make sure that my friend's not actually. Okay, good. Maybe I can actually get the. I don't think I'm gonna get the jury on my side, but maybe the judge.
Just out of curiosity, why did you need identify?
Funny
You
story.
would do well to answer truthfully.
You see Karg just crack his knuckles like behind your shoulder. You hear him go. It's nothing really. It's not gonna hurt you at all or anything like that. It just a friend of mine. There's a few places that sell goods and stuff. Like sometimes they come out with stuff of the arcane nature, stuff that catch our interest, and we want to know more about them and stuff like that. And so we were interested, and we didn't do anything with it. Like my friend's been looking about wanting to make magical stuff. Like he wants to eventually make magic items as a profession, but he was working on some stuff, and he was working with someone who sold some of the stuff. And when he went into work, the guy was found dead, and people have been blaming him. They haven't been able to convict him, or because there's he came into work, and so they can't prove it. But he's convinced that there was one of the items that his boss was working with. They didn't identify it at the time, and I figured if I got identified, and if I found it, I'd be able to identify and see if he thinks that someone in the city has a cursed weapon.
You see, no, this guy doesn't, because this guy doesn't know Alasha,
No.
but Karg senses Alasha's interest peak. He's behind her,
Yeah.
so he can't see either, but he's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Her head tilts upwards ever so slightly, and he's just like, oh shit.
A cursed weapon, you say?
Yeah, like I don't know what I've heard rumors about them. There's theories. There's got to be ways that it can be able to maybe it possessed him to kill himself, or no, that doesn't make sense because the weapon it's not there. He
Out
doesn't
of
have the weapon.
character,
Yeah.
Guru.
Yeah.
Do I know that identified doesn't do anything about curses? It doesn't tell you about that.
Certain ones that specifically state that they don't. It depends on the item. So sometimes it will, sometimes it won't.
Just warn him that it might not work.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but certain curses are not necessarily identifiable.
It's gotta be
Some
identifiable.
are, but not necessarily all.
But it's gotta be. He kind of like looks like slightly deflated, just like his reputation's at stake. He did nothing wrong. He just found his mentor dead. That's not his fault. I can prove it if I can just find that damn weapon. And I identify it, show that it has some kind of curse on it. That
How would you find the weapon in the first place? Rather large.
I'm bad with. I've been gathering a few different spells. I know the locate object spell, and I know what the object looks like, and I've been looking around the city. I haven't been getting to dangerous places. I don't want to get in trouble with people. I don't want to get to a place where there's people who will, mug me and take me for the. Kind of pulls on his clothes. They're nice looking clothes, but it's clear that he's probably middle class at best and lower middle class at best. Clothes off my back. I mean, that's how people always put it. Like I can defend myself, but I can only run so far so fast. I mean, granted, I can actually run pretty fast if I he kind of flips through his spellbook like I should prepare that tomorrow. That was a really bad choice. I should have had that prepared today. I'm studying so hard. Shit. Fuck. Damn it. Sorry. Again, I'm not divination minded. I'm gonna locate the item because I know what it has to be because it's the only one that's missing. It's a kind of like looks up just like I mean maybe if I tell you what it is, maybe you'd be able to also help. Maybe. I mean, I don't want to impose. I don't want to drag you into this, but I mean, his reputation is at stake.
I Let me converse with my companion for a moment.
He just like slides back. Just like, I'll give you space. He kind of like backs up and just kind of like moves to a different table, just staring at you with his book closed, just like drumming his fingers on it. Just looks down at it, looks back up, drums his fingers. Card just kind of sits down next to you, crosses his fingers, is staring at the guy. What do you think?
I think he'd last about 10 minutes before one. Well, I won't say gutted him and left him for dead in the alley with no money, but something along those lines.
I'm impressed. You're giving him 10 minutes. You think that he's actually strong enough to last that long?
10 minutes is as long as Expeditious Retreat lasts.
I mean, he didn't even remember to prepare today.
Well, he'll remember tomorrow, hopefully.
Hopefully. And it depends on who's chasing him. I've heard some people are able to keep up with even the magic folk like him. I don't like magic folk, but he's just a fucking kid. What did they do to someone like him that made him so wound up and jumpy?
His friend might be more than just a friend. Potentially.
That makes more sense. Kind of leans back, crossing his arms as he stares at the kid. The guy, he's just like he keeps shrinking in on himself, and then kind of like try and perk up, like, "Can I come back yet?" And Karg just like looks over at you, looks back at him. Fucking. If Ellie were here, she'd want to help. And I'd agree with her because she's right. What do you think? Think Cheshire and Snow would be up to hunting someone who might have an item cursed?
I think Cheshire and Snow would be interested. Do.
Interested in what? You
Cheshire.
cut out there for a second.
I think both of them would be interested in different ways. Cheshire for seeing what an item such as that could do. Snow and seeing how he could test himself against the wielder of such a weapon.
I'm surrounded by axe grinders. To be fair, though, I'm curious myself. Should we motion him back over, or should we make him feel a little more uncomfortable by staring at him?
Oh, you've had your fun.
All right. He makes a big motion, and the guy's like he like stands up for a second, stare, like he's like Karg motions to him again. He like huh, scurries over and he sits down, looks at Elisha expectingly, kind of glancing over at Karg, who's now seated, just crossed arms. Huh?
We will assist you.
Okay, thank you. It's
But in return,
huh?
I would like, at the very least, to see, and perhaps, perhaps ownership of this weapon. If only to make sure it does not fall into the wrong hand. If you need it for evidence at your trial, for your friend, I would be happy to allow it to be placed as evidence. But I'm not sure about afterwards. I would at the very least like to study it.
You might be able to before. Generally, weapons like that tend to be put, away where they can be, people will attempt to break them down to destroy them because, they're cursed. It's kind of bad. You don't want that,
Understandable.
Like, if it's just like a very simple curse, they may let you, get away with it if you're not, one who'd be affected by it, but it kind of depends. That being said, I think I know who took it too, which is also another problem. I remembered. I was looking through my notes in my book, but I was also trying not to break eye contact with kind of like glance over at Karg, who's just like, "What? I'm not scary." He's flinched like, he talks. I'm sorry. You talk. I'm sorry. Settle down. Just, what does he look like? There was someone who had come by. He was looking to pawn some items, magic items, but sometimes they can be a little weird and dubious. And he said he would review some of the stuff that he had got, but he was this dwarf with a hat that looked like it had been screwed on too tight, with a beard that was way too fluffy. It looked like he had washed it and then put super time into it, and then twisted them into these buns that were 3 balls of buns that was in 7 across. It's just thick beard.
What the heck kind of hairdo is this?
Curly
complex
haired
one.
with 3 basically 3 hair ties. That's
What is this
done
dwarf doing?
in 7 little braids, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's 3 afro balls in a braid for a beard.
Good gracious.
Yeah, whoever this was, they were doing it extra.
I guess so.
I don't know his name, but I know he had a friend who was just kind of sitting outside. I only know because I walked past him when I was going inside. He was a mean son of a gun. When he snarled at me, he was missing a tooth, and he looked like he was gonna hit me or something. I didn't want to mess with him. I just walked past him and just scurried on my way. But in hindsight, maybe the other guy was maybe he was scoping it out so that they could come back and steal it. I bet that's what it was. Maybe. I don't know. I'm throwing theories at the wind.
It's a good place to start at very least.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, locate object. For spell. You help. It was a hand axe. I don't know if there was anything special about it. I know there was a couple of markings on it, and it looked cool, but it was a hand axe.
Could you draw the markings?
Hold on. He reaches into a bag and he pulls out a piece of paper. He's like, hold on a second. He pulls out a second piece of paper. On the first piece of paper, you can see the markings, and then he puts down a second piece of paper and he copies them down and then hands them to you. This is what they look like. I have a copy. My friend. It's one of the reasons why they think he might have took it, because he's part of his work was that he copies the markings to make sure that if anyone needs to cross-reference with who they sold it to, they can show the markings to say that it was sold from them. And there was no markings to say whether or not it had been sold or whatnot to him, but there was a dead guy in the shop, and they've just blamed him because he found the body. Yay, no other suspects. Yay. Which the markings look to be a series of 3 daggers pointing towards the edge of the hand axe.
Daggers on the edge, pointing to the edges of the hand axe?
Yes, like it looks
That's
like someone had a pattern of 3 daggers pointing towards where the blade of the hand axe would be.
Alright. I should mention to you, however, I do not have locate object.
He looks at you like he's slowly pushes his spellbook forward and opens it up, turns it around. I don't have the gold to pay you or the ink, but if you have it, he points to it and he has locate object. He said he did. I got it from someone else earlier in the week. I just need it identified just because if I found it, I wanted to make sure I could identify it just, because I can't fight people. I didn't want to, take it and then get caught and get, murdered. I don't want to die, but I also don't want my friend to be... I don't want his reputation to be sullied.
I will use half of the... Wait.
Waiting.
It's second level, Guru. I have to use all the gold. This cuts into my plan so good. Fine, I'll use it. Get none of the spells that I was hoping to get.
So yeah, you spent
all my gold.
Yep. And so you have 2 spells that you've just copied down. If you need to contact me, I'll be here. I promise.
No, I don't, Guru, because I spent all my gold.
Yeah, you got
putting in knock, and then he paid me, and then I just added in locate object. So
okay, so you're going to spend that 100 gold to get more ink too.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you'll get that, and
at some point I'll add the other spells.
No. add an extra 50. 50
Why?
gold's worth of 50 gold's worth of ink. When you go
For
get
11.
when you finish it, Card kind of nudges you and just like, for helping me with getting the thing. He hands you a jar. It's like, I only could get 50 gold because I needed to spend the other on the thing.
You're
Don't
a
worry.
kind man, Karg.
I'm also blind and stupid sometimes, but I try my best.
No one's perfect.
Nope, no, we're not. But I try. So you'll have 50 gold worth of ink that he will, as a thank you for helping with the thing. Alright, so you now have those 2 spells, and you can copy a first level spell into your book.
And done.
Alright, so for everyone else's,
Yeah.
Only Cheshire's. It's just Cheshire.
nope, Cheshire,
Yeah, can you hear me, by the way?
we can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
All right, wondering if my mic was still working after that.
You're fine.
You guys took
Yeah.
so long. I've read chapters 5 of Scott Pilgrim, and I'm almost done with 6.
I'm sorry,
That's
man.
how
I was
long you
getting.
people took.
I know. Hey, it's how the role play goes sometimes. Luckily, we're able to speed through the money gathering sort of stuff, which is I need
Beat
butters.
the crap out of people.
I still don't know what the fuck car.
By the way,
Oh,
Guru,
that's what
just
we're
so
talking
you
about.
know,
Yes.
I did want to say something,
Yes.
which was to every single. So, what is he bodyguarding exactly?
Huh?
You're
Is
a
it
bouncer,
just a
the
bar?
club.
Like,
Oh, you?
yeah, is he what is he a bouncer of?
It's
Yeah,
a club.
club.
Nice.
Yeah, every person that walks in the club, he says, "You start."
A
He just
bouncer
goes,
of balls.
Yeah, every time someone walks in, he's like at the door. He goes, "You start shit, I kill you." At every person that walks in,
Oh my
every single
God.
person that walks.
Oh boy. Starting
Okay.
off on the foot.
So for this, I was gonna roll a charisma check. For that, roll it with advantage because you're doing an intimidation.
So roll intimidation with advantage, or
Charisma
Just
check. Because you're doing this throughout the entire night. Well, for your time as a bouncer.
oh wait, home dice. 1 second.
Yep. Also,
He caught himself.
Ellie and Snow, you're
Yo.
both working together. So either both of you can roll a strength check, or you can have one of you roll with advantage. Which would you prefer?
Dirty 20.
I say we both roll in this one, Ellie, because I can get advantage because of monk abilities.
Yeah, okay.
And Paris can get
So
it from
bad.
rage.
So, I think it serves us both better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
both of you roll with advantage.
Strength check.
Natural 20.
No, both
Awesome.
you roll with
Uh,
advantage.
You can roll with advantage if you're raging. If you're just swinging
Yeah.
to swing,
No, I'm
then it's
raged.
just all right. Roll.
Paris is rage.
So I
Yeah,
spent a key
competition.
point, but I got an.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
23.
pretty
Hold on.
good.
Would she even have
That's
to
pretty
rage
good.
because she
Yeah.
has?
She does have the
thing that-
siege. Yeah, both of them have the siege
Yes.
property. This is just to see how fast they're able to get it done. So,
Pretty good.
yep. So, dirty 20, a natural 20, and a 23. So,
Y'all do
I'm
good.
gonna get this pulled up. You guys were promised individually 70 gold for tearing down this building. When you were done with this building,
It's
most
dust.
of the other people who were working had to clear out because of how well you guys were busting down walls.
Good.
And when the foreman just kind of like is like you just walk out, is like as you're walking out, like most of the buildings like just being torn down. Like the rest of the people are cleaning things out once carnage is mostly over. As you're walking out, Snow just probably like punches a beam and just watches it behind her, just like yeah, that's
Kind
right.
of like kick it, and you see like the cut emerge style and it goes down.
Like he kicks it as he's walking away. You just hear just a slow. And the foreman, he's kind of nodding slowly. He's like, I was going to give you guys 70 gold apiece, but I think I got to up that a little bit. And he gives you both 100 gold apiece.
Ah,
Sounds like a plan to me.
thank you.
Oh, of course. Well, you're welcome back around my neck of the woods anytime. Please, we could use more people with your zeal and gumption on our team.
We'll keep
We'll
that in mind, good sir.
Of course, he gives a little nod. Now we gotta get this cleaned up. Come on. He moves over and he starts, getting people actually cleaning up the mess you've made. You're good at making the mess, but he's not forcing you to clean up because guys were just tearing through it. Cheshire, roll me a d8.
Huh? Okay. They didn't let me do this rule if anybody walked in with I didn't get permission for it. If anybody walked in with a weapon, I just took it.
Okay. Did you say you can have it back when you're done, or did you just
I was
take
like, you can get this back when you're gone.
it? Okay. Not many people came in with weapons, so you only had to do that maybe 3 times. So,
Sure.
all right, let me check something real quick. Not that.
Many people could do Cheshire's job, but he's going to do it better.
Okay. Okay. You did a very good job. No one started a fight because they were like, have a good time in the club, but like when some people get like too rowdy, they'd mostly just be complaining about, man, that guy out front, he said he was gonna kill us if we started something. I bet if we did, I heard he's got a weapon. No, I heard he took some other people's weapons and that he'd kill them with them. No way. So yeah, they start like a rumor that like you're just gonna like murder the shit out of the entire place. So they play nice.
Mm-hmm.
One person is a little bit different. They're like when you're like, if you start anything, I'll kill you. The person just kind of like pauses, and actually, let me flip something real quick. Hold on.
God, let him start something. Let him start something.
Do it.
Yeah, 6 d6. Okay. You can't tell their gender just by looking at them. They're dressed men.
You just threatened the king of the...
Nope. Shush. Oh, it's worse than that. Their hair is it's kind of like a bob. Their facial complexion is, very they, them. And you're like, if you start something, I'll come in there and kill you. They kind of like pause and like they have a friend who's just like looks aghast, and they like you can feel their eyes like slowly looking you up and down as they like take a moment.
He didn't make eye contact with anyone that's walked in. He's just had the same been the same frontward direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for the past few.
But you feel them looking at you, and just as they're
boy.
right before they finish walking past, they're just like, "That's hot," and then they walk inside. And
I appreciate the compliment.
And you actually see them like come out a few times, so like just sitting off to the side, just staring at you, watching as people come in and just be like, "You start anything, and there I'll kill you," and just watching you. It's kind of just unnerving a little bit as they just.
Cheshire doesn't pay any mind to it. At one point, he just gives a one hand, like a one wave, where he's just like, "Huh."
You can corner your eye. You see their head like perk up at that, just like acknowledgement. Yeah, you're not sure what has come of this, but they've at the very least taken notice of you, and you are paid 150 gold.
Nice.
Yes. All right. I actually stay there for like 30 minutes and actually relax at the place after I got done doing my job. Probably got a little bit of a drink.
Yeah, it's got fancier sort of drinks where it's got like the little umbrella straws and whatnot. All made with some very exotic fruits. One thing that they said that they've gotten from some of the islands on the other side of the country, which means this is
drinking a margarita.
Basically.
Oh my
God. Actually, let me grab my notes here. Nope, not you. Two pages too far. If I can get there we go. From some of the islands near Forfil. One of them is something that they're not sure exactly what it is. Like apparently people of Forfil have their own name for it, but they prefer to call it by a name that's a little simpler for them. They call it a pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's apparently very sweet. It's a decent drink. If you try it, it's They like put like not a peel, the center part of it in some of the drinks. It's just like it's a flavor additive, basically. It's different.
Yeah. Does he get approached by anybody after he's done with his shift?
The person is like like when you finally walk out, you just see them just sitting there, like a little bit tired, but like they like when they see you, they kind of like perk up, like wipe their eyes, just like.
Do you need to say something to me?
You gonna be in town for a while, or are you just passing through?
Passing through.
It's a shame. I could use the company of someone more like you sometime.
Are you
Yeah.
trying to fuck me?
I mean, kind of like their face kind of glows red a little bit, just like, oh, so forward.
It's a nail on the head.
Eventually, perhaps, if
Oh.
you wanted to simply cut to the chase, I would prefer to do something before. See how the wind blows and all that stuff.
I'll walk up to them,
Mhm.
pull them close,
Mhm.
grab their ass, then walk away.
Jeez.
You hear sputtering from behind you, just like, I didn't even catch your name!
And he keeps walking.
Ooh.
When like at the very edge of your hearing, you just hear a fuck.
Oh my god.
Bold move, and it paid off for him.
Didn't get
And
slapped.
I'll walk back to the bar. Is Elisha there by the time I get there?
Yes.
Yeah, most
I
likely.
think everyone's there by
Hey,
the time you
Elisha.
get there.
Yes.
I throw 150 gold in your lap.
Out of character, that's
Cheshire
me.
Sugar Daddy.
Cheshire doesn't need money. Like, people forget this. He just doesn't. And he sees how helpful her spells are. So why wouldn't he give her?
I'm
It's-
going
it's
to have to
like
start
not
thinking
with
of ways
Caleb.
to repay you.
Say that again?
Sorry.
I'm going to have to start thinking of ways to repay you.
Alright.
It's like not with Caleb. I have 208 gold, so I have a disposable income of 200 gold. Just passes it over.
Holy cow.
Yeah, man.
Cheshire's enough to survive.
Alright, so that is that one added.
Man's just so happy. Just,
Like,
ooh,
I got my
more!
spells now. I got my
Essentially.
spells now. I can hear the grin in your voice. It's
Oh yeah.
Good.
It's good. Yes.
I think someone, he just sits down at the table. I think someone tried to come on to me.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I just tried to be the biggest tease I could and walked away.
That could
That's not
backfire.
right.
How'd it go? Did they stab you? Did they slap you?
No, they just said I didn't catch your name and then said, God damn it, as I got far enough away.
Huh. I mean, Karg like gives a little like a very short clap, just like, I mean, props to you, but at the same time, okay. Not what I was expecting. Huh. Kind of leans back, crosses his arms.
So what did you people find?
Wait, hold on. That reminds me. He motion. Ellie, stay right there. He runs upstairs.
Hey.
If he comes down naked, I'll give anyone who bets against me 5 gold. Who wants 5? If he comes down naked, who wants 5 gold?
I say he's not going to come down naked.
He's not.
He's
I
not
agree.
being fun.
You do see him
I'm
come
good.
down, and he is clothed.
I'm gonna take off like my undershirt, put on my jacket zipped up, and put it at the base of the stairs.
What?
You take off your shirt and put it at the base of the stairs.
Yep, and I'll just zip up my jacket more. We're like,
Yeah, just
So,
so it's
like,
not
no-
exposed.
yeah.
Kark comes down. He sees the shirt and kind of like pauses as he sees it. Just like, what the fuck?
Dang it! I wanted him to slip on it.
He's got a high enough passive perception that he noticed. Just like, what the? He
Can I
kinda
try?
steps
Because I've tried
around.
to hide it.
Sure. Make a. What would this be?
Stealth or sleight of hand?
Stealth or sleight of
Sleight of hand.
I would think. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think sleight of hand.
Eh,
14. Unless someone's assisting him.
I'm not
Please.
assisting in this. No.
Ellie, help me prank him. Ellie, help me.
I'm not-
Elisha,
I'm
help me
not-
prank him.
I'm not that mean. I just
Okay.
spent the action.
Wait, let me do. Wait, home dice. I keep forgetting.
Yes.
Critical roll symbol.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, he
That's a
nat.
natural 20.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
So you hide it.
This
you know-
kills the man.
Hold on, I need to make a deck save.
I can't look.
That's a low number.
Oh no, God! There
You
it
see him.
goes.
He's not excited, but he looks like, yeah, I'm doing a thing. You just see him go like do that quick step you do down the stairs. Where you're like da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
You see him
Like
go,
a kid on, or
No,
a kid on
I-
Christmas Day.
yes, and he's got a package under his arm.
Yeah.
And you see him go, and you see him step down. His foot gets caught in something. All of a sudden, he's just going, ah! Dum, 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 dum.
I said at the
Before
base
he-
of the stairs. I said at the base,
Oh,
not
base.
at the top.
Okay, my
You-
apologies.
I'm
Not at the top.
trying-
I wasn't expecting the top. I thought it was midway down. My apologies. You just let me to be
I
fair. You
wasn't
see, you see him like put his foot on it, trying to step forward, hit the back of his leg, and he falls into his face. Everything other noises was him trying to grab a chair on his way down and having it.
I-
crash
No.
on him.
I'll run up to
As soon
Carl
as he
and start
steps
helping
on,
him.
no.
And I'll-
As soon as he steps on it, I cast Featherfall, so he falls like infinitely slower.
Yeah, he
No,
falls
you still
slowly,
fall.
but you still
Not
fall.
too slow. Yeah, you still fall pretty quickly. It's just
Yeah,
you fall 60 feet, so 10 feet a second.
yeah.
So you still fall.
You still
Ah.
fall decently fast, so, but there's no damaging impact where you just see him just
Yeah.
go, and you see him
I
just like
rush
falling,
up
just like
to him,
poof.
I rush
Oh.
up to him like, "You all right, man?" And I'll help him up.
He is up.
And I'll try
Yeah,
to-
what the?
I'll try to sneak away the shirt.
Sleight
Just disgusting, filthy 20.
Passive's a 13. He's not looking for it. He's just like, yeah, no worries. Just He looks back at the stairs. I think they need to fix their floorboards or something. Oh, I'm not worried
100%,
about that.
100%.
Yeah, he pats you on the shoulder. Hey, thanks for helping me up.
No,
And Elisha, thank you for catching me on that.
Of course.
Ellie, yeah, things that moves forward, and you hear a very distinct "Boosh" as he sets something on the table in front of you.
What is this?
Slides it over.
I peek around Ellie's back like a
Don't shake it, it might be alive.
child in one of those mystery solving shows. Like
I'll open it.
You unwrap it, and you see a new set of scale mail.
That's a big ass box.
Yeah, I said it was a big package. To be fair, it's
Dun, dun, dun.
it's compressed, obviously, because it doesn't have a model to be wrapped around, so it's not that big, but it is new scale mail.
She doesn't react for a few seconds before she just suddenly turns around and hugs him.
He hugs you back. You've been giving me this, and I figured that if any one of us should look like we're damaged and dirty, it might as well be me. You ought to look, respectable and whatnot. Pats you on the
Well,
back.
shit, did I get a gift? He just looks around.
I bought your room.
He's got you there.
Nah.
I'll get you something else later, if I remember properly. I'd get you an axe or something, but I'm pretty sure that you're pretty good with your weapon as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Anyway,
Do you guys
did-
do
I-
anything
I-
interesting?
I broke down a building.
That sounds
That's
fun.
nice.
Yes, we did.
Kind of looks to Elisha. You want to tell him, or should I?
Well, this sort of invalidates the other thing I was going to talk. Well, I'll still mention that. In
Tell
the
'em both.
immediacy We have a job assisting one of the local wizards in finding a potentially cursed weapon.
How cursed.
Cursed enough that someone was either willing to kill for it, or the wielder killed someone with it.
Nah, I'm good. Doesn't sound like a fun time.
I'm curious.
Of course you are. He just looks at you dead. Just, you're always interested in fighting, to be fair.
You. I can't deny this. I'm also curious as to how a cursed weapon got into the city. And somehow no one noticed, even though this is supposed to be a place full of mages.
I believe it was constructed here.
This place gets more suspicious the longer I hear about it. First we hear about racists making up posters, and now someone made a cursed weapon.
Cog made posters?
No.
Oh my gosh.
What? He like turns and looks at Cheshire like, wait, what the
That
fuck?
was in character.
Huh? What you mean?
Excuse me? What the fuck? Cheshire! What the fuck? Cheshire!
What?
First of all, I don't have the ability to do anything like that. Second of all, I'm not racist.
Do you not know how to write?
I don't know how to draw. I know how to write as much as you do.
Lasha's just watching this man sweep his own.
Joke's on you, I'm illiterate.
This side
Then
means nothing
what have
to
you
me
been
because
doing
I
in the
can't read.
hole?
Masturbating.
For 8 days.
I spent a long time isolated.
In prison.
You better clean out your hole when you get the chance.
Holy crap.
I ain't doing it.
Where do you want me to clean out my hole is the better question.
Somewhere where it won't accumulate a smell.
God, stop talking!
What?
I mean, I could clear my hole on you.
You can't. No, obviously
God,
not.
think about what you're saying, please!
I'm
Or you were
What?
digging yourself in.
Wait, I just realized. Wait, out of character, time out. I have a weapon. At any given moment, I could drop an entire, like, bookcase on somebody.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
You've never heard Elisha make these wheezing sounds in his German.
Ellie
It
is
actually
on the
sounds like
fucking
she can't
ground.
breathe.
Ellie is dead.
I mean, if you're
What's
asking me to
wrong with
clean
you
out my
people?
hole, I mean, I could use some help. You want to help me clean
It's
out my
like a
hole?
really high
You've
pitched
made a mess. You
accordion.
can clean it up.
Oh, I want some help, though.
Mixed with a harmonica.
Ellie moves over to Elisha and goes, Elisha, please. Please, you need to breathe.
I haven't learned silence yet. I can't stop them.
Snow, help me out here. If he made a mess, he should clean his own hole, right?
You're telling him to clean his whole stuff!
Leave me out of.
Cover his mouth. I only cover Cheshire's.
You got some toilet paper?
I go over and I cover Cheshire.
I
I
immediately
will
cover
cover
Card's
Card.
mouth.
Just shut up.
You know, like the New Haven nuisance on the
Wait, I
I'm
also
like,
that
I'm
idea.
crawling up Cheshire's body.
Wait,
to cover his
he was
mouth.
sitting. He was sitting, right? He just
Oh,
kinda
good.
stayed.
Oh,
He's kinda
good.
stayed.
No, I'm crawling up his body, then I'm just going up the body.
Card. Okay. Look at me. You said you told him to. You told him to clean out his hole, right? What holes does he have on his body?
He points at Cheshire, just all of them, just like.
She points down to her crotch. We have multiple holes that you could be talking about. Just out of context, shouting
I'm-
for him to clean
I'm
his hole.
Just, Guru, I'm turning this her like crawling up me into a piggyback ride, and I'm taking her to.
Cool.
Okay,
That also
Oh,
accomplishes
Austin,
what I
take it out.
wanted.
cool. Hey, get back here! You said you had something else too. Come here.
Oh, that's right. I slapped Cheshire on the shoulder.
I have one more job to speak of.
I walk back. I do a moonwalk style back.
You do your best. It's not the full thriller, but you know,
I slapped the poster that I actually got off of the board.
Not great.
And it's a natural one. That's ooh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry,
basically stepping backwards.
I slapped the other poster on that I got off the board about something messing with the magic in the city.
Interesting. You should bring that one up, and I'll put forward the poster that the child put.
I look at the poster that the child put.
That ain't gonna make us any money, really, probably. But we can do it.
No. But sometimes helping people out, even without monetary incentive, is a good thing to do. It's
I'm
what we
aware
do
of that.
today. I know.
Fucking shit. I fucking help people all the fucking time. Fuck.
We just did that at the village.
I'm aware. I'm a kind soul who wouldn't hurt a fly.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
As I was saying, Asha,
Except Card's feelings.
perhaps
Sorry.
these cases related.
Maybe.
Potentially. We can inquire with the person who wrote yours. And then inquire with the one who wrote mine.
Might
This
be
plan
able
sounds
to,
agreeable to me.
might be able to
I think I have a
yes.
headache from laughing too hard.
That's not our fault.
No, it's entirely yours.
I literally
Card.
just said that it's not our fault.
Yours in the plural.
Oh,
I have
Paul,
Now
Something
may I
love
go
you
to my
too.
room. Now may I go to my room.
Go get some
You may.
sleep. You've more than
Alright.
earned it. You've been out late.
I just
working.
take Alasha back up to the room.
And there they go.
I mean, I'm not going to stop.
Bless you.
Thank
You know what happens when Cheshire's in a tavern. You know exactly how he sleeps. Just
Mhm.
you know, it had
Naked.
Naked.
yeah.
Naked.
Ain't nothing
My
I
man.
ain't seen, son.
Just he
Alasha goes
just
to
puts you
4
down
hours
as you get in the room
scary.
and just drops the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Than usual.
Yeah.
Ellie's sitting on Kark.
He's like looking at you
my
like,
head hurting.
why?
Because I can, because you're comfy.
Sure.
You bailed on me earlier.
I mean, to be fair, he taps the
Scale mail.
scale mail. It was meant to be a surprise. I couldn't exactly, let you know about it before I even got it for you. That ruins the surprise.
She smiles and leans her head on his. Yeah, it's a nice surprise.
Hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you don't mind, do you think we could explore a little bit in the morning before we have to get to work?
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that getting to work is going to mean we can explore, so.
I know, it's just nice to be alone with you for once.
If we can make ourselves able to wake up and move around fast enough, I'm pretty sure they won't mind us look around for a little bit.
Wake up at like 4 a.m.
I don't. I mean, to be fair, Alasha does. Alasha just wakes up.
She only
when
has to sleep 4 hours.
Lucky son of a. I wish I only had to sleep 4 hours.
Elves are so OP like that. I love it.
Elves are so lucky. If I only had to sleep 4 hours, I'd finally be able to get a stare at the stars and be able to watch the sunrise and the sunset.
I mean, you could just go to sleep earlier.
Ew.
You could see the sunrise. And then later on in the day, you could see
Are
the
you guys in
sunset.
your room? Just
No, they're in the tavern
She's
area.
at the bar.
okay.
So you're there too. So yeah, you're hearing
Yep.
all this.
Oh no, I'm lapping up my milk.
Obviously.
I thought he said I'm laughing at my milk, and I'm like, what? Wait,
Oh, yeah,
what was in
yeah.
that milk?
It
It's
told a
very
great,
funny milk.
It told a super funny joke.
That milk was filled with catnip.
Oh, God!
Oh no.
Don't
Catnip
give the
tea.
monk catnip. He's already hyped up infinite key points. Whatever.
Would catnip work with Tabaxi?
Probably.
To a degree.
We're gonna find him in the raft,
Maybe.
screaming about hearing mice in the walls.
I mean,
he gets a crippling catnip addiction.
man, that's no my.
Oh, God. Episode 50, exploring the effects of catnip once a vaccine.
We're not gonna do that. Well,
Subject
not
has
for right
demonstrated
now.
extreme levels of.
Did you just say extreme levels of ecstasy?
No, I didn't finish
Exhaustion.
the word.
No.
I said extreme levels of. And then I stopped.
Excellent.
Just leading on, I'm talking.
You spend some time doing that, and once you eventually get to the point where you can, you're getting more tired, he motions for you to go upstairs. Make sure that you put your armor on your sheet so that you know your AC for combat and whatnot. Do you need me to drag and drop it for you?
No, my hand fell asleep, so typing is odd.
You're fine. You're fine. Because you can drag and drop it from the compendium, it'll automatically update your AC.
Because Macy's being, oh, piss off. Jesus Christ, I have 3 scale mail on me. No, bad.
I hate when it does that. That being said, you guys go to sleep. You wake up the next morning.
Before
Yep.
I go to bed,
Yes.
I want to take another look at that list, the outlaw list, the wanted list. Are there any genasi?
Any Earth Genasi?
Yes.
One of the 5 is an Earth Genasi.
I stick a shuriken through its head.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Do I see this if I'm up that early anyway?
I waited
He waited till everyone was gone.
upstairs.
He just
Okay.
he just like as soon as everyone was gone, just places wrapping up.
Yeah,
He just
so
stared at it.
basically
Just
I finish my milk really fast. I look at the list, and then I mutter something at him.
Mhm.
I mutter, Master Flint.
Mhm.
And then I stab the shuriken through his head.
Okay.
And then I'll go off to bed.
all right. So you guys go to bed. Get a good long rest in. Ellie and Karg are able to do a quick look around to the city. Is there anything particular you wanting to see, or just kind of get a feel of the city?
It's just something we can do in DMs.
Okay, no worries. So basically, they just walk around the city, just have a good time before they come back. Karg trying to make sure that you guys aren't too worried about him. He leaves you a note, but at the same time, just in case. And eventually, you guys are gathered together in the tavern. Are you ordering breakfast for today, or are you going to order dinner? Because you ordered Switch.
So then breakfast, because I ordered dinner the day before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab some pastries, so I'm gonna say dinner.
Sounds,
Oh wait, so you
I
go to
think I'll
grab
do-
pastries, Oscar to pick some up for me.
The pastries
Yeah.
are only a silver.
Hey,
So Karg will give you 2 silver to get him and her a pastry.
cool.
Alright, so you guys can have just a quick pastry breakfast. And which job are you heading to first?
Probably the little kid.
Okay.
I mean, no offense, I might be incredibly wrong if the kid actually saw a monster, but which one do you think has more urgency?
We're trying to see if both of them are related. Although on that front, we probably should speak to the person who put out the job. The more credible job, I should
As
say.
long as we talk to both parties, I'm fine.
We need to see if one matches with the other, and I feel like having more information might make that a bit easier to ascertain.
I concur. Let's go visit the man who mentioned the job you found.
And we will go to wherever that is.
So you're going to the person who posted the job about under the city, or the kid? Which one?
Under the city, then the kid.
So you find the place where the place is, and it looks like it's some kind of sewage system facility, a place that handles it, and you can see There's hints that there's people who weave spells and such like that scattered about. Which when you enter, one of the people like does a quick hold up, and they do a quick sweep of you, and they like pause on Cheshire. Please keep that bound in here. And actually, I'm sorry, I've just precaution. And he taps your sword. He looks over to Ellie. You as well, ma'am. Taps your weapon, and then looks at Kark. You as well, sir. Taps and looks at Elisha. You as well. Taps it. Looks
I was
at
gonna say.
Snow.
Wait,
Looks at
what
Snow.
about it? Wait, what's he saying?
They tapped your sword and said basically said, hold on, let me do this real quick, and they tapped your sword and then moved on to Ellie, tapped her great sword, tapped Karg's mace, tapped Elisha's rapier, looked at Snow and was like, you don't have any weapons with which to...
He's a brawler type.
Please
I
keep your hands
without
to yourself.
saying a word, I will reach behind me and pull out my pouch of shuriken and show them.
Okay, close that up.
Close.
All right, and they tap it with a... You notice that they have a ring on, that every time that they touch it, it flashes slightly. They tap it, it's like, this job is going to need more charges on this eventually. Have a good day, please cause no trouble. Please don't hit anyone. They motion you inside.
Cheshire pulls out his other machete before we go.
Son of a bitch! Put it back
Wait.
in, please.
What happened to my great sword? I'm sorry. What
pulled-
did you do to it?
He just been tapping him. He then pulls out a hand axe. Then he pulls out another hand axe.
Ellie pulls out her great axe.
I'm not going to mention any of my weapons.
Sheathed,
Well-
please, sheathed.
Oh no, of course they're sheathed. Don't worry.
No,
He just puts
sheath.
his stuff away.
Yep. When you sheathe it, he quickly moves up and taps the...
Oh no, he doesn't
machete.
have them in sheaths. He has them like dangling from the inside of his coat, kinda.
You see him like look at it just like like angry noises, just like Also, do you
Why
have a
is he
sheath for the other
so-
one?
No, I used the sheath for the original machete for
Yeah,
my new one.
that's what I figured. Yeah, that one he tapped. He kind of looks just like
Why
looks at
is
you
he
just like
tapping my? Why are you tapping my weapon?
it's an hour-long sheath spell. It prevents people from being able to unsheath the weapon. It prevents hostilities
to be
within an area,
Fair, they're strapped to my back.
and you can unsheath them with great alacrity. We've seen many fighters be able to do such
So they're
things.
stuck on my back.
No, you can move it off of your back. It just won't be able to be drawn from its sheath.
Out of character, is there really a sheath for a great axe?
Yes.
Yes.
What the fuck does a sheath for an axe look like?
It looks
It
like
covers
the
the
shape of
blade.
an axe head, but not
And
so.
it's not something you slide in. It's something like you place in, and you like
Oh, so kind of
straps.
like the weird
Yeah, the
thing where
sheaths
you
are
just
to
like click it in.
Yeah.
Eh,
Kinda.
So,
It's to keep it, safe from like rain, from rust, stuff like that.
hmm. Also, bold move of them trying to defang me.
And they tap your great axe, and they kind of look at you. They like make it like very pointedly point at Cheshire. Draw no weapon. Are we
What
clear?
if someone attacks us?
If someone attacks you, then they will have to deal with us. And they kind of give you a very flat, just like we will mess them up.
If I get attacked, I'm drawing one of the axes. I'm just giving you a heads up, man.
Yes, start no trouble then.
But what if you don't make it in time?
They slowly
Then we
look
do.
over at Ellie and just give you this flat look of just like,
Then we deal with it.
you are in an area where there are many people who can see what is going on. If they're able to get to you before we are able to get to them, then there is an issue going on, to be sure.
So yes, again, what happens if you don't get to us in time?
We will
She
handle
looks
them.
genuinely curious.
We will handle them, as I've said. They motion around, and there's multiple people scattered about, all of which who have different rings on their fingers and keeping an eye on things as they're going on. Clearly meant to be able to spring into action should anything occur. You're not sure how well the security actually is, but from
So I'm
appearance
putting-
alone, it looks like they're trying.
So I'm putting my life in your hands.
Yes, any more than you would be expecting me to put my life in your hands were I in your position.
But I wouldn't.
how about this,
She
Ellie?
just blinks.
if some sort of life-threatening situation arises and we need to defend ourselves, we'll take care of it.
And I always have another hand axe.
The person just like looks like closes their eyes, just like.
If I get a new scar, then you have to pay for my healing.
I should hope that you should not be involved in being scarred, but I understand the point you are attempting to make.
Have a good day.
You as well. Customer service sucks. I hate this job.
That was
Yeah, I
like,
never hear that.
that wasn't even like high tier annoying customer service.
No. If you have a passive perception of 13, you hear it.
I do.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like
She
they're
will
walking
walk
past
back
you
up
because
to
they
him.
see someone behind you, is the thing.
She'll walk up to him and put a gold in his hand. Sorry for troubling you. I was just curious.
You're fine. I'm trying to. I have other people I need to attend to as well. We are competent at what we do. Promise.
You want a hug to cheer up?
No, I need to get to my next customers, but I very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Bye.
They give you a little nod, a little wave. They move on to the next people behind you. Moving into this place, you are eventually told and directed towards where you see the foreman of this area, of this magical depository, if you will. They have you know those mustaches that curl around and turn into a goatee? Yeah, they have one of those with slicked back hair that's been pulled back into a ponytail that goes down just a little bit past their shoulder blades. They look you over as you guys enter.
I'm
near
already
their office.
cringing.
Hmm?
I'm already cringing.
Yeah. They're wearing, semi nice clothes. It's like they're wearing nice clothes, but it's like the top two buttons are undone, their sleeves are rolled up, and clearly they've been getting into, work. Like it's like they dress nice, but they look like they work in even those clothes. And they kind of look you guys over for a second. I'd be guessing from the appearance of you that you're here on a job. You got my listing from the Crossing Swords or one of the other ends.
We did.
Good, good. So, you got specialty skills in slaying, or just wanted to make a good first impression? Kind of motions to. He's motioned specifically to your weapons.
You mean the weapons that we cannot currently draw?
Don't worry, it wears off after an hour. We're not going to send you into combat, and they can dispel it at. Well, actually, no, they can't dispel it unless they do it again. Which, when you leave, they'll make sure to dispel it. I promise you.
We can't.
I mean, unless you're on security, we prefer people to not be arming themselves and trying to harm people like myself or others around. Preferably, since we're in an area where using and wielding your weapon too incorrectly, scratching a rune over there, over there, over there, just kind of like he's making like vague motions where he's not actually pointing to anything. Could cause some backlash. You ever smelt the sewage coming back up where you don't want it to be? You don't want that. That being said, here, he motions to a few people like, hey, we're going to be grabbing a table. Is there a table open over there? Yeah, there's over there. Thank you. Come on. Have a seat. He sits down, kind of just cracks his knuckles and leans forward. Waits for you guys to seat yourselves, and once you do, he's like, I've got a feeling there's a saboteur who let in something particularly upsetting. Dangerous, even. Problem is, I can't get it out. Most of us here are, well, we're not really combatant sorts in the sense that this creature would, or rather creatures, if my theory is correct. But how do I put this? Have you ever heard of a creature that eats magic?
Have I?
Guru.
No, you haven't.
Would
you
I
can
have?
roll a. I'd say.
Man has to contemplate this.
Roll a nature check. I was trying to determine if that'd be history, nature, or arcana. I'm saying nature.
All right, nature check it is.
Yeah,
Not
only
too
you would have
bad.
the ability to try and roll that.
Yeah, not bad.
Specifically, no. This is new to you.
Especially not being proficient in it.
I can't say I have.
Yeah,
I have
well,
no idea.
Yeah, most people haven't. It's not exactly something you really consider until you got people working in a particular section using their spells as they do, and suddenly they cast one spell and it just doesn't go off. Try again, doesn't go off. You see something just kind of moving through the underground, and didn't seem harmful at first, but needless to say, it looked like it was some kind of I don't know what it was. I didn't see it myself, but from everyone else I spoke to, it moved through the air like it was swimming in it, with tendrils that lashed about, casually eating up the magic we were trying to set down to set up a new pipeline and prevent more backlash in the lower section. Trying to get us when we build out that way, we actually can make sure they can build houses without people taking a shit and having it stink up back up to the tower. I haven't seen anything like this in all my years as foreman. Actually, I had to ask someone else if they had, and they hadn't either, so.
Does
There's at
anyone
least two
know what it
people.
looks like fully, other than just tentacles and flying?
It's tentacles floating, pulsed, like a heartbeat with the energy it had.
Guru.
Hmm.
Is any of this description ringing a bell with me?
Yeah, like any stories that I've heard, anything.
Nope.
Alright, you know what that
Uh,
means.
Any halfling
Research!
or Guru, anything in the book of vic'gens?
Actually, would actually say that you can roll a check as well, because I actually remembered you would actually be
Which
able to
check?
roll it. Oh, and nature check. Not from the book. This is from something else. It's from the hashtag backstory.
19.
Jeez, bud, go off.
I'm rolling dummy thick. I've told you, I'm not touching my other dice set. That dice set hates me. Like, that's the infamous nat 1, nat 1, nat 1. I don't want to touch it. I'll touch it for my next roll.
You have seen a creature that matches this description back in the time before. You only remember it kind of as the form, which based off the description, you don't need to have remembered seeing, specific anything about it. You recognize that description, and a name kind of curls up in the back of your mind, a thing that made it so that people even of strength in magic couldn't just roam about. Granted, they aren't particularly prevalent in Mervale so far as you're aware, but creatures known as arachnophage. Or sorry, arcanophage.
So how do I know these things?
Your backstory.
DM me which part I'm confuzzled. Dude, I got
Prison.
4 hours and 30 minutes of sleep last night. You have to understand
my boy.
this.
Prison.
Okay, you talking about that fucking, what is it, arcane sage? What the fuck is it called?
Arcanophage.
Is it spelled the way I
fucking
think it is?
arcanophage?
I will spell it out for
You
you.
talking about
in a
an
second.
Good sir, are you talking about an arcanophage?
Possibly.
I've seen one of them before. Nasty
seen several
some
of them
bitch,
before.
tell you that. I know that.
They're not huge, which is good, but they eat magic, which can be bad.
Especially in a magic-oriented city.
Mm.
Yeah, those some nasty some bitches. I can say that. But that's about all I know, honestly.
Where was the last scene?
It was down the sewers area. I was coming in from one of the tunnels.
Another sewer party. Great.
Oh
Don't worry, it smells a lot better than most sewers
no.
you've probably been
No,
to.
I got beaten up by it.
Oh,
What
so
is
you
it
think
called?
your shit don't stink, huh?
Oh my god.
With the magic we've been doing, yeah.
Smells like
Eats
resin.
the magic.
Yeah,
That's the
in that
problem that he's
area,
talking
it
about.
should be still clean enough that it shouldn't have any issues with it.
I'm less concerned about the smell and more concerned of if it. What the fuck was that thing that I fought called an OT? OT.
You actually have seen one of those? Man, that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it beat the fuck out of me with its tentacles.
Yeah.
that's
I fell on
barbaric.
it from 80 feet.
What the fuck? You what?
Yeah, it was real cushiony, apparently.
He does things like that.
Alright.
We should probably go find this thing.
Yeah, let's do that now, please. I want to exit this place.
Yeah,
This
it's.
washer is fucking beating out a tribal beat in the background.
Wait, what?
I hear like some sort of background noise that sounds like tribal music.
Mm.
Listen. Huh.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I don't know what the fuck then. Maybe I got something going on in the background.
Maybe.
Hmm.
He kind of motions you up. There's a few areas that it could have come through. Actually, with all the places that are around this place, there's actually several different potholes it could have popped out from. But nearest one is he motions to someone and he's like, "Hey, do you happen to have a map nearby? I just need to show these people." Like, yeah, it's on the board. It's like, can you get it? It's on the board. Come on. He gets up, walks over to the board, and he shows you where you are on the map, and he shows you where the last known area of the creature is, which is just to the north and west.
Okay. So we go here, we kill a beast, and we're done.
Should be simple. At least I should hope as much.
We still need to check in with the
How much
other
gold?
job.
300 gold.
There's lovebirds, us, 3. Any chance you could up it to 4 so we can have an nice and even cut?
Get it done by the end of the day, and I'll consider it.
I also know what the hell you're sending us up against, which ain't fun.
$350 for sure. Before sundown, I'll up it to 4.
Have a good day. He'll turn around and walk out.
You know.
I'll follow Cheshire. Wait up!
So you're going to head to the kid first, or heading straight there?
I say we should head straight there now that we have a time limit.
Yeah.
Wait, what time is it? It's like early morning.
It's early morning, yeah.
Yeah.
the
Do
kid.
you remember how long that dungeon took, huh?
No.
Remember that
off the top of my
fun
head, I don't.
It
was
took
very
us like
fun.
3-4 sessions.
Well, yeah, but that was also a convoluted temple dungeon. This is the city underground.
No,
which
I'm
is the
talking-
well marked.
I'm talking about the.
Oh, the
fucking-
other one. That
the
was also a
mummy
convoluted.
one. No, I'm talking about the mummy one.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about.
That took like 3-4 sessions.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was the convoluted temple
That
underground.
was a convoluted dungeon that we
And
kept
this
exploring
one-
every single place because we wanted loot. This is sewers where we could just
Hop in,
keep
hop
a
out.
lookout for a specific objective.
Also, I don't feel like getting hurt for any reason doing anything else. And if an actual monster just jumps us while we're talking to this little kid, like,
I mean, the consensus is that it's probably a monster. Like a real one.
I'd rather just get the mission fucking over with than go help the little kid.
Okay. I mean, I would figure that anyway, since the monster only shows up at night.
Alright. So yeah, off we go to shithole.
Alright.
I just got this new armor.
Still want to double check in with that child.
Of course. Alright, so are you going into the hole, or are you going into the child?
Why do you want to double check the child? Is my curious question.
If something bad enough is happening to a child, that they have to post about it in a place like where we're staying.
Can't we just check on her once we're fucking done and smell like shit?
What if we had waited to check in on Pine?
Well, that's the thing. We knew Pine before we checked in on her. We don't know this kid.
We had already made a relationship with that person, so we were able to check in. What if it's too late this time?
Can't it be expected to save every child when other people aren't doing the job they're supposed to be doing?
Okay,
No.
here. How about this? We're not going to agree, it seems. So, Cheshire and Snow, you guys head over to the sewer. You take Cart with you. Me and Elijah will head quickly
No,
over to the kid, and we'll run to catch up.
no, I'll just go talk to another fucking kid, I guess. Splitting the party's stupid.
We do it all the time.
Yes, and it's stupid.
Oi.
Alright, so we'll head up with the kid first and head to sewer. Easy enough.
At least just check on them anyway.
Just poke our head in. Sure. Okay, so you guys head up northward, which is straight northward, not north and west. Eventually you find where the... Yeah?
When are we going to end the session, by the way, bud?
Yeah,
We're ending the
'cause it's
session.
11.
We're ending the session as you guys enter the sewer.
Sorry, I'm having a hard trouble keeping my eyes open.
You're fine. You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
You head over to there, and I would presume you're knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Person enters the door is a kindly-looking woman who kind of looks at you all, just like, "Hello, how may I be of assistance?"
Your child posted something on a market board about a monster.
Christ.
Are they still? They keep mentioning about a tentacle person walking around causing mischief and such. I'm so sorry.
I glance at Cheshire.
I don't give us flying shit. As she looks at me.
How much did they say? I'll pay you for your troubles. I apologize.
If it's all the same, would like to speak to them.
Sure. She motions up. Oh, just one of you, preferably. Just,
May I?
If you want. Chris is breathing for.
I think.
Haven't you awake
Chris, are you
there, man?
okay? Chris?
Nah, bra fucking fell asleep. He's gone.
He's gone. I need to make these a little shorter.
I wasn't the first one down.
Shame
I
on
wasn't
that
expecting
person.
us to go this hard. We're actually an hour late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're yep, there it is.
Oh
Holy shit.
my god.
The man has reached REM sleep.
Uh-huh.
Good for
He's
him.
vacated his consciousness. Way to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
God.
I'm sorry. This went a lot longer than I was expecting because you guys
Why did it
split up a
go
little.
so long?
You split the party. I was trying to make sure we could get to this part.
At the tavern.
I was considering it. Look, just Elisha, you head inside with her, and you see a young boy.
Guru, can you mute him, please?
Hold on.
Just lower his volume.
that's true.
Oh, you need me to server mute him, is what you're saying. So I'll server mute for just for the time being.
It's also because he's on recording.
I know.
That's
sleeping.
I already hit that up. Like as soon as I realized. I also realized halfway through that I thought I hit 0 and it did the thing where it popped back up to 10, which is annoying. Discord, why? But moving
0 to
forward,
10.
it's a young boy who's playing with a few little things that looks like they were like a dreidel, except that when he when he hits it, it like bounces up and just keeps spinning. He just kind of like looks at it, just like like he's like trying to figure it out. Like taps it and it goes boing, and then it spins faster again. He's like looks up at you. It's like that wide-eyed young kid. He's probably maybe 11, 12 at most. And you see his mother just slowly kind of cross her arms, and he kind of like squirms back a little, and she's like, "Have you been leaving messages again? Places you shouldn't?" I have, but there's a monster out there. I know there is. You just don't believe me. Looks over at you. There's a monster, and he like puts his fingers in front of his face and wiggles his fingers really fast. He's got tentacles, and it's gonna eat you, and it's gonna if it just moves around. I don't think it walks. It just moves. I know
Like
it is. I know it's out there.
As though it floats?
Yeah.
Where
it goes.
did you
"Woof."
see it?
I, I, I heard something outside my window, and so I kind of like pauses and looks over at his mom. I didn't go outside. I was good. I didn't do anything bad. But I looked out my window and I saw it. It was just floating around. It was going towards one of the back alleys, and it looks like it was like looking for something. I don't know what it was looking for, but it was looking around like it was looking for something.
Which back alley was it?
Points out towards the back of the house.
May I go out there, miss?
It's back alleys are for everyone.
I will go out there and take a look.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Do I see a lost exit?
I will ask
More
someone
likely.
to help me out.
I'll go to help her.
Roll with advantage.
Advantage. 22.
Looking around, there's no tracks. It was floating, so you're not really expecting any. Once you get to a point where you can kind of guess, where you can kind of get a view of everything, you see that there's a few different pathways that could have been taken, as well as a few different areas where you can see stone that's different from the rest of some of the stone paths. Most of it's dirt, but there's like an actual stone circle, which when you look at it, it has the same symbol as the waste dispository. Well, yeah, I'm going to need to sleep soon myself. The waste depository. So it is looking like those are in these back alleys. In terms of anything else that would catch someone's or something's eye, this place looks dull. Like it doesn't look like it's all that highly trafficked. There's a few scatterings of some kinds of like half-eaten, like more not half-eaten, but like the stems of like some kind of mushrooms or something like that. Maybe a bit of powder that looks out of place. You're guessing this isn't the best neighborhood, but as to what exactly is going on back here, you can make assumptions.
When Cheshire was talking about the Arcana of Age, did you describe it as being like man-sized or smaller?
Humanoid sized.
He didn't describe it.
No, he didn't. He just said that it was.
He just said he knew it.
Yeah, my apologies.
Yeah.
When the man described what he saw?
He said that it was human sized.
Okay.
He said it was man sized but floating around.
Do these depository holes look like they're big enough for a man-sized creature to go through?
They're supposed to be, yeah.
Oh,
that's
boy.
for people to go in and out of.
I thought it was like trash deposit.
No, this is like for waste, like the sewers waste.
Gotcha.
So basically, these are sewer crates.
That makes sense. Okay, well, I think we might have our entry point. I will go back inside. I will pull the mother aside, out of earshot of the child, and I'll say,
I don't want to alarm you, but I do believe that you should know. We contacted someone in regards to a job posted in the same spot that your son posted his job. for a very similar reason.
What do you mean?
Some of the waste depository center employees have been having issues with some sort of creature very similar to the one that your son described. I think it may very well be traveling through the sewers and coming up through the waste depository receptacles, such as the one in the back alley, which may be how your son saw what he saw. At this point, I don't think you have anything to worry about, as long as you don't let him out the house later at night, I would say, and certainly don't let him out during the day without being with him.
He
As far
has
as we can
friends who
tell.
play. I kind of like looks both shell shocked and confused, just like what? I will certainly see what I can do. I will try.
Just, you have been vigilant. You've been watching out for your child thus far, and you've been doing a good job. Just be slightly more vigilant, at least for the rest of the day. My friends and I, we plan on seeing to this matter by the end of today as it is.
Swiftly, I should hope, but when can
Indeed.
I speed one along until swiftly? Kind of nods, and I have very little with which I could give you. I am sorry.
No. We didn't intend to take money in the first place.
Appreciated. Just again with swiftness. That's
Of
all I
course.
ask. She kind of pats your arm gently and kind of nods and looks back to her son. I thought it was just seeing things again. After that poor man.
Again?
He a year ago he swore he saw a man who was attacked by a creature. He said that it looked like it was attempting to take the man, and he said that it was trying to suck out its soul, but there was no sign of anyone. There was blood from potentially a brawl or something like that, but he said that there was a body that was dragged away into the sewers, and I didn't think much of it at the time. When they looked and checked, they found no blood, no body, nothing. I had no reason to feel like we should be afraid.
This is your home. Why would you?
No, I suppose not. Thank you again. Just thank you.
You're welcome. This is what we do.
I appreciate it.
I want to go back over to the sun, and I want to kneel next.
Kind of looks up at you again. Am I in trouble?
No. On the contrary, I would like to thank you. You have been a great help.
So you believe me about the monster?
I do. And my friends and I plan to take care of it this very day.
He nods, and he puts his hands towards his mouth and wiggles his fingers, just like, don't let it get you. Don't try and eat your soul.
Your mother told me that you saw a man be attacked by a monster like this.
Yeah, it grabbed him.
How did it grab him?
It was dark, so I mean, it just looked like it just came out of the shadows, and like grabs like a blanket and just like whooshes over him. I didn't see how it grabbed him, just that it was around him.
I see. Well, we plan to take care of it either.
Okay.
Out of character, Guru, what he was describing, did that ring any bells for me?
In what regard?
Um, a creature with tentacles on its face attacking.
Not off the top of your head.
All right.
I mean, there was the creature that was described as being covered with tentacles as well.
I'm just
Roll a
hoping it's
nature
what I
check
think
to
it
see
is.
if you want to try and pull up
Yeah.
any other information.
Sure, let's see what happens.
See if you think they're the same.
Ha! That's almost a net one.
They sound similar. I mean, it might.
Mhm.
It's very possible. It is obviously possible that it could be something different. But
Right.
I mean, if he's like putting tentacles in front of his face, it might just be his way of describing the creature as best he can from a child's point of view.
Mm,
Like, you don't even know what the Arcanophage looks like.
I don't. I gotta go based on what Cheshire knows because I ain't got time to do research.
Mm-hmm.
This is field research, though, I suppose.
It's a
Interesting.
form of research.
I'll ruffle the kid's head, stand up, nod to the mother, walk back out to the party with Ellie.
All right. And as you all head down into the sewers, I'd say that's a good place to end the session. Apologize. I should have ended that back at the tavern, but with the way you guys
We
were
got
We're an
pushing
hour
on.
late. Holy shit!
We went through so much. Holy crap.
We did.
That was fun. It's always fun to do this with you guys. For everyone watching, a little bit of an extra long episode that we got to enjoy with you guys. If you liked it, by all means, leave us a like, leave us a comment. We want to know what you guys think, how we can best incorporate your feedback into what we're doing and be able to give back more to you. If you want to watch us when we're live, we do stream these at What Team Comp on twitch.tv. Sorry, sleep is starting to smack me in the face. And if you wanted to keep up with the episodes, leave us a subscription and a ring of the bell on YouTube because, hey, we're working to give to you guys as much as we can, and we're having fun while doing it. We want you guys to have fun as well. And until next time, we've been What Team Comp. Bye-bye!